McGrady looking. Loops it in. Carter's going to get a shot off. He does. Got it! Vince Carter wins the game.
Going toward the rim. In it comes to Durant. He's going to try to win it. Good at the buzzer! Kevin Durant hits a three-pointer, and the Sonics win the ball game.
Dennis Johnson will inbound as the fans are on their feet. Larry Bird shakes free. Three-pointer. Got it! Ames to Bird. He gets a good shot, and the Celtics win it. Boy, this is something.
The screen. Michael Jordan with 4 seconds. Fakes, shoots. Oh, he did it again! Oh. He did it again! He did it again! Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time!
Woo. He got his money's worth tonight.
You need one stop. Do you send multiple players at LeBron? Down to 5. Down to 3.
Make somebody else beat you.
3 on the way. He got it!
Make somebody else beat you. Take the ball out of his hands.
The game is over.
Yes, it is.
You cannot secure an attempt to shot inside of 0.3 of a second by rule. They didn't double LeBron James. They didn't send a second defender. And they let the greatest player in the game take the game-winning 3.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to another GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. Y'all know we go live every Sunday noon to talk about the greatest players to play the game of basketball, to have the GOAT conversation right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. We also going live straight off the FYF Sports Debate platform. So shout out to all the fellas and everybody over there at the FYF Sports Debate platform. Y'all know who I am. I'm A. Johnny the Exposer. I have my partner B. Lee. What's good, B. Lee?
What's good? What's good, everybody?
All right, and we also, you know, we got in the building. Shout out to you. King John is in the building like every Sunday. Thank you for joining us. All right, and we also got T Perfect in the building. Shout out to you, T Perfect. Thank you for joining us. Y'all make sure to watch out for T Perfect because he will be catching you if you are saying the wrong things in the chat line. So shout out to everybody that's already here joining us on a Sunday afternoon. Y'all already know what today's topic is about. We're going to discuss about who is the most clutch performer in NBA history. What is actually, or how do we define what is clutch? So we're going to have a great show. So let's start off with you, Brandon, what we got going for the fellas and the ladies today.
All right, so we all know everyone thinks LeBron James is not clutch because they have different criteria for what clutch is. If we go by what the NBA states with the clutch time and everything, LeBron's up there. So I'm going to just go around the table and ask, what do clutch mean to you guys? So let's start with you first, Travis. What do clutch mean to you?
Well, the NBA defines it as, the final 5 minutes of game, the score is within 5 points or less, I believe, on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, using that criteria, there's a lot, I believe. I know LeBron leads it overall. And I was trying to get, data as, per season breakdown. I know it's, the people like Kareem, Mike, and, Kobe and LeBron have the absolute most. I mean, that to me is, the baseline. But, I mean, there's all, like you said, there's all kinds of different ways to define, who's clutch and, what criteria you use. I mean, I don't think it's, really just buzzer beaters. or like things like that. It's just like momentum, game time, or game shifting shots. When you have to have it, things like that. And I mean, I have a list of players that I'll go over later. I think for that criteria.
All right, John, what does clutch mean to you?
Clutch is about moments to me. Moments in a game. Forget what the NBA said after 5 minutes is clutch. Because you could be clutch in the third quarter and determine the game in the third quarter, and you don't even play in the fourth quarter. It's about moments offensively and defensively. And a lot of people don't like to talk about the defensive part of being clutch. But it's all about the moments, determining the game and finishing the game off. I mean, if it come down to the last 5 minutes, it come down to the last 5 minutes, and you doing what you have to do, running the plays you have to run, stopping people like you need to stop them in the last 5 minutes, that's determined to be clutch. If you can end the game in the third quarter, you can go on a big run, a nice 15-0 run, get rid of the game. That's clutch to me as well. So clutch is about moments to me.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go before you, Johnny, because I know you got some stuff. I guess for me, clutch is not just making shots, because you could be clutch making a defensive play. We've seen that a lot of times. We've seen Scottie Pippen make clutch plays at the end of the game. Michael Jordan made clutch plays at the end of the game. It's not always just when you hit the game winner. There's things that go on before a game winner, a stop. If you even go back to the 2016 Game 7. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and LeBron in the last like a minute and a half made all clutch plays. Kevin Love used every energy he had to not let Steph Curry get off that shot. LeBron used the last strength of energy he had to make that block. And then Kyrie Irving, of course, he made probably one of the clutchest shots that we ever seen before. So clutch goes into more than just making shots. Just like Travis said, you can't really define it by buzzer beaters, because you could make a game-winning shot with a second left, 10 seconds left, 20 seconds left. Like even Michael Jordan's most iconic shot versus Utah, it wasn't a buzzer beater, but that's probably the most memorable shot in finals history, and it doesn't have to be a buzzer beater. So being clutch is more than just making a shot. There's a lot of things that go into it. I know the NBA describes clutch as a wide range of things. 5 minutes left in the game and the score, within 5 points or something like that. Like that's a wide range. Of course, LeBron's gonna lead that anyways. Like that's not even a question. Him and Kobe, those stats was not available when Jordan was playing anyway. When Witt was playing, when everybody else was playing. So it's more of a modern NBA stat from 96 on, I think it is. So that excludes Jordan. That excludes Magic, Kareem, and a whole bunch of players.
Larry.
So yeah, so when we talk about clutch, a lot of times is mainly opinions. And if we go by what the NBA states, LeBron's gonna, lead that in the most clutch points. But it's kind of hard to define exactly what clutch is. That's the whole problem. And there's narratives that you could go with, and most people think Jordan is the most clutch player of all time because we've seen majority of his clutch shots, and they're iconic shots. So I'll go ahead and kick it over to you, Johnny.
Well, that's always a great question, because again, the thing is with all these words that we use, clutch, right? How do we define clutch? In reality, the word clutch does have nothing to do, like the definition of the word clutch has nothing to do with sports at all. Like a clutch is something that you use in a car, like a gear in a clutch. Right, and then I'm just saying, I'm just being real. When I went to go look up the definition of clutch, that's what it is. And then the second definition was like a purse, like a woman a clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like when which I find weird, because they say women clutch their purse, but a little purse is called like a clutch. But a non-adjective for the word clutch is I actually have it here written. Let me actually make sure I say the right things, because I had it jotted down here. But we also wanted to see what you guys thought what clutch meant as well. So when you go on the GOAT James Kingdom show and you see the chat line, you'll see we have the actual description. What is more clutch? Is it a game-winning buzzer beater? Is it a Game 7 performance? Is it performance in elimination game? Or is it your efficiency in last-second shot taken? So you guys can go ahead and put that in. Now, I know Brandon and John just broke down some other ways somebody can be clutch, but clutch in sports is denoting or occurring in a critical situation in which the outcome or result of competition is at stake.
It's like the elimination game. That's like the whole game.
That sounds like elimination game. That also sounds like buzzer beaters, right? It also sounds like a buzzer beater as well, right? So there's a lot of variations to what one could consider is clutch. Right? But we know here in GOAT James Kingdom, we like to go off of what the NBA say. And if the NBA says LeBron James is the most clutch player, then how are we going to argue that? Like you said, Brandon, if we're going to go off of clutch time, right, then we have to accept that LeBron James and the clutch moments and the clutch stats that exist is the most clutch player in NBA history. Because that's what the stats say. That's what the NBA stats say. That's not what LeBron fans say. That's you understand what I'm trying to say? Like they want to get upset, but those are what the numbers say. If he has the most clutch time sports, it's the same thing with Bill Russell and Wilt. We never could say they're the greatest blockers ever because why? We don't have their blocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's true.
Nobody ever says, "Hey, let's count Jerry West in steals. Let's count Oscar Robertson in steals." Why? Because there's no stats for them, so we can't count them. So if there's no clutch stats for Michael Jordan, which there are just for the last 4 years of his career, but there's none for Magic. There's none for Bird. You know what I'm saying? There's none for like Reggie Miller as well. Reggie Miller's most of Reggie Miller's career. You don't have him, right? So how are we going to determine how clutch you are? Even with the shots, well, we're just going to go off of last buzzer beaters, right? If that's the case, Joe Johnson's one of the greatest clutch players of all time. He has, I think, 8 of all time for his career.
He got 8.
Yeah, like 8, right? He's right up there with Mike, Jordan, and LeBron. So how do we define clutch? I don't know. I mean, I went and go look up some numbers. You guys know I do what I do best. And when I went to go look up some numbers, what I found out is if we go take what they call the last 5 minutes of a game in overtime, including if you're down by 5 points or up by 5 points within that span, who has the most field goals made in NBA history? And it's LeBron James. And even in the top 10 field goals made in NBA history, he's the one with the best field goal percentage. So how is LeBron James not clutch? You see what I'm trying to say? So, and if we look at it, they love to bring up Kobe Bryant being clutch. He's actually him and Paul Pierce are the worst here in the top 10 in field goal percentage in these clutch moments. Now I went to stat head for this. You want to argue with me? Go to it. Again, it's clutch moments, field goal attempts, and shots made, the most in NBA history. I know Dirk Nowitzki played 20 years. Kevin Garnett played 20 years. Vince Carter played 22 years. 22 years.
22.
Yeah. Kobe played 20 years. Out of all these players in NBA history, LeBron James not only made the most field goals within clutch NBA time and clutch moment time, he also has the best field goal percentage out of the top 10 guys. So let's start with you, Brandon. What you think of these numbers here?
I think most people realize that how efficient LeBron is. He should be number one in those moments. And if you watch LeBron James play, when there's an elimination games, he's the best performing player we ever seen in the playoffs. I think it's like 34 points a game in elimination games. He won his last 6 games. And he averaged, I think, like the same 34 in game 7s as well. Like LeBron James, when it's time to be clutch throughout the game, that's him. We see him in Boston in game 6 when either they win or they split up the whole team, and he just went crazy. 45 points and was just making every shot possible. Even if they say like LeBron never had a game 7 moment that he was clutch, and we've seen what he did versus the Spurs in game 7 when he got to the rim, put them up by 2, a defensive play to get the ball, shoot over Kawhi, then go back and steal the ball. Last like 10 seconds, he contested Ginobili's shot that was way off. Like LeBron has those moments. You just have to actually watch LeBron play, other than listening to narratives. And there's only a few players that we can say have been clutch. It's just a fan narrative: Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, and they put LeBron a distant third or not even in top 10. Like that's the thing with LeBron. Like Steph Curry, we say how great he is. He won Clutch Player of the Year, and we saw what he did in the USA team when we needed it. Like that Serbia game, the whole game he was clutch. Like you wouldn't just say like the last 5 minutes he was clutch. Like he was clutch that whole game. So when you talk about clutch, it's just more than the last couple of minutes of the game. It's actually the whole game to me.
Facts.
You on mute, Johnny.
Facts. That I agree with you. There's a lot to being clutch. It's not just hitting that last shot, but I think hitting the last shot does mean something. And obviously what the NBA considers as clutch time also means something. But if we really do want to go to it, right, like you said, you want to go to the actual footages of what LeBron James has done, like you said, in these clutch moments. Let's just take a quick look at what LeBron James has done when we talk about clutch moments and hitting those crazy shots like everybody loves to talk about.
Love, LeBron, and got it! Bakes it in! Jaw-dropping fadeaway out of bounds, using glass, and he ties it at 120. An unbelievable shot.
Gets it to LeBron for three for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer as the Cavaliers have pulled it out to tie the series. Going to work, fires leaning. Dwyane! Away goes! Walk-off playoff winner!
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater. Golf
James catch fire, ball game! He did it! LeBron James wins it for Cleveland!
Going away from the defender.
So I mean, in reality, if we look at what LeBron James does, right, even beyond the buzzer beaters, right? So let's go to Game 7s, right? Y'all say this should be about the whole game, right? Everybody here agrees, right? So in Game 7 situations, besides Kevin Durant, LeBron James averages the most points per game in Game 7 moments in NBA history.
Kevin Durant, the GOAT. The GOAT.
The GOAT scorer.
I knew you was gonna say that.
He's the GOAT scorer.
He is.
Right?
Prove it.
I mean, these are the greatest scorers in critical games. And this is a 3-game minimum. If we wanted to add a 2-game minimum, then you would add Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has 2 games where he averaged 40 points per game in 2 Game 7s.
Durant shoots 55% in Game 7s.
Shots fired.
You say what? You say what, Travis?
Durant shoots 55% in all of his Game 7s. I think it was like 3 of them. So
he shoots 53% in Game 7s. He's three out of 2. He's in 5 of them.
5 Game 7, yeah. So
yeah, 3 out of 2.
Amazing.
So how does this apply to being clutch? Let's start with you, John. How does Game 7 points per game averages and performances, how does that attribute to a player being clutch?
Because one, as far as scoring, I know when you go in that Game 7, we know you're going to show up. So the coach know he averaged 34.9. Oh, he's going to be aggressive today. That's the one thing that I take out of just looking at this list right here. You know these players going to be aggressive. They ain't trying to end it here unless it's the finals. We're going to come out at this game and we're going to win this game. And we focus all game. It's from the tip to the end. And I mean, Kevin Durant at 36.2, LeBron at 34.9, Jordan at 33.7. I mean, you know they're gonna be aggressive. And if that's the whole game clutch. To me, that's what that shows me. This is the whole game. waiting for the last 5 minutes. They ain't waiting for moments of the game. I'm going to this game, and my plan is to win this game, and that's it. That's the end of the conversation. That's what that shows me.
I believe LeBron in those 8 games is 6-2. I think he's won his last 6 game 7s for his career. So he's definitely above 500. I know that for a fact. So that you're right. Again, it does tell you that. So what does this mean, Travis? Because you did say it wasn't about little moments. It had to be an entire game. What do you think of game 7s?
John actually just read my mind, you bastard, and said exactly what I was going to say. No, I agree with 100% what John said. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's all about the whole game. How often, how consistent are you? You show up in every series. You don't just wait until, take your time until 5 minutes or whatever your team needs you to, take, hit the game winning, but whatever the case is, you're there, you're consistent, you show up the entire series, the entire game. Look at these averages. These averages are not just for 5 minutes, obviously, but the entire game. These are the guys who were dominant when it mattered. And these are the guys who would elevate their game from the regular season and specifically when it mattered most. And so I don't think, these are among them. For instance, Bob Pettit, super underrated. In 5 of his 6 finals games, he averaged 30 and 16. It was insane. And on 50, over 50% shooting. So all these guys are very definition of clutch. Clutch is you showing up, you not having to let down when your team needs you on the biggest stage.
Facts. Big time game 7s. LeBron James, we know so many game 7s. LeBron James has shown up, legitimately shown up and shown why he's the GOAT and why he's just the superior clutch guy. So we do have also somebody here put in the comments, Brandon. They also talked about another critical moment, right? Because that's what clutch means, right? Critical moments where your team has to, everything's on the line, win or lose. So somebody brought up here, in an elimination game, LeBron James averages 34 points per game. And yes, they're not wrong.
Yeah, 33.5.
33.7 now. He had another, I don't know what elimination game it was. Oh, it was against
Right, talking about
last year. Add another one to last year. So he's destroying it when we talk about being clutch in elimination moments, right? And this is big time because he's also above 500 in these moments as well. So we're talking about GOAT status here. So we got LeBron's number 1, Jordan's number 2, Wilt's number 3, Durant's number 4. Iverson comes in, and you got Curry, West. Jamal Murray made the actual the top 10 in this because he played in an elimination game last year, got himself up there. He's considered clutch, right? So this helps us understand. Mm-hmm. So Brandon, what about
because versus the Lakers?
Yeah, what about elimination games? What is having the highest points per game in an elimination game means for GOAT James?
It means something. It means that he's reliable. He doesn't, those his moments. Those are his moments when, his back against the wall. Just in game 7, which is also elimination games, he usually win those games in game 7s. If he could get his team to a game 7, there is a good chance he's going to win. He won his last 6 game 7s. Elimination games is, it's kind of hard because you may be down 3 games or something, or maybe 3-1. So those are kind of hard, but like we always say, he's going to perform. And I think the thing that you can hang LeBron can his hat on is those game 7s when there's win or go home, and in those games he performs the best as well.
True that. So John, what do you think about this? Right, elimination games. This is do or die. You got to perform, right? They love to say you got to be there and step up for your team. Out of all these guys here, LeBron James translate, right? This is performing well above his average. What do you think about these numbers here when it comes to LeBron James and everybody else that's on this list?
It shows his consistency. When it's elimination time, it's time for him to show up. It's if anybody feels, we going in this game, and my plan is to walk out of this game as a winner. And that term that everybody like to talk about that they can't prove, that killer instinct, that's what that is. How can you not have killer instinct? And you averaging 33.7 points in elimination games. I mean,
Facts.
that would be the definition of it. If you wanted to prove something, that's what you want to prove. In elimination games, it's the one person you ain't got to speak to is LeBron. Because, literally all these players, they're going to show up. And, the only one who's not a number one option on here would be Murray. But, hey.
In those times, he is the main option
Yeah,
in those times.
Yeah. Yeah, they go to him in the clutch time, and he the one who can create his own shot. So that's what they go to. So, but everybody else is, hey, you getting the number one guy guarding you all game, and this is what these players show up and doing. LeBron is averaging the most points. So.
GOAT, LeBron James. That's factual. So
yeah, I just pulled it up. It's 27 games now, so he's 33.6, which is higher than anyone with a minimum of 10 games. 10.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists on 49.9% field goal percentage.
That's
okay, all right, because what I got was the 26 game, and that's not as you said. I don't know where I get. So I guess
it's one more game. It's one.
But
it
was also how many rebounds per game you said you had?
It was 10.5, 7.4 assists on 27 games.
I got 49.7% shooting from the field, 36.1 from 3-point land, and a plus 68.
Oh, Wilt, 45% free throw shot? No.
I'm looking for Wilt.
But 54% overall.
Wilt is crazy.
yeah, Wilt is crazy. Only he,
Iverson out of here.
Only he, LeBron, and Elgin Baylor are the only one who actually averages double doubles in this. And only Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West have a better field goal percentage than LeBron James in this. And they love to talk crap about LeBron James' field goal percentage. Michael Jordan in these games, elimination games, is 75.7%. So by a Zesty Jeffrey logic, Michael Jordan is horrible in free throw shooting in clutch games, in elimination games.
It's crazy because I just saw that maybe a couple of days ago, the 75.7 for Jordan for the free throw line.
Is this field goal percentage like Kobe?
It's 45.8 in the 13 game. Yeah, that's what it is. 45.8 in elimination games.
Kevin Durant's like Kobe as well.
The worst Kevin Durant is better than prime Kobe. You're right.
Bigger question is, where's Kobe at?
In this situation,
yeah.
Kobe's nowhere to be found. Because again, this is you got.
Kobe shot 39%.
Kobe
in the graph.
Kobe in elimination games averaged 22 points per game, my friend. Something like that.
Wait.
Kobe.
Yeah. That's why Kobe Bryant fans don't like to talk stats, because there's no stats that say Kobe is great as they love to claim Kobe to be. Other than him having 33,000 points, which what makes him top 5 scorer of all time.
Let me know when we could do some honorable mentions for most clutch player.
Kobe shoots 41.4% in elimination games.
No.
41. That's Iverson level.
His field goal, his free throw percentage is 77%.
Well, it's better than Iverson in elimination games. You can see Allen Iverson is here. He shoots 40%. But Allen Iverson
he do average 22.
Allen Iverson shoots 37% from the 3-point land though in elimination
83
games.
from the free throw.
Yeah, but he's taking like 2 threes a game.
Definitely. So all these categories and all these things that we're mentioning, again, you can go to the GOAT James Kingdom chat line right on our channel for today's show, and you'll see we're going to ask you guys what makes somebody more clutch. Is it game-winning buzzer beaters? Is it Game 7 performances? Is it the performance in an elimination game? Or is it your efficiency in taking last-second shots? Now, you know they love to say LeBron James doesn't even like to take the shots, but from all the numbers and everything that we've gotten from everybody who's a Zesty Jeffrey beyond, has shown LeBron James not only has hit more buzzer beaters within 10 seconds or within 5 seconds of the clock, but he also has the most shots within those actual spans as well. So it looks like he's not afraid or shies from those moments. Brandon, what do you think about the people who say LeBron James shies from those clutch shot moments?
They usually just listen to Skip Bayless or anybody in the media who hates on LeBron. So, he had a run that he passed the ball to his teammates for about a few months, and that just the narrative just stuck with him. It doesn't matter what happened. The narrative just stuck with him. Whatever he did before or after, that little span that he was passing the ball to teammates really just stuck with him, and it's still sticking with him today because they can't think of anything else to discredit LeBron.
They really can't. They're coming up with all kind of wild and crazy scenarios. And like I said, when we go down to it, at the end of the day, LeBron James has the most clutch time field goals made in NBA history. Not only that, within all the guys that are in the top 10, he has the best field goal percentage out of all those players that we see here that's in the top 10. And as far as clutch time field goals made, if you don't know what clutch time stats are, they're basically any stat for a game that's within 5 minutes of the game or overtime where the score is within 5 points or less. So as you can see here, these are the most clutch players from this stat being recorded since 1997. So we're talking about 27, 28 years of data. And it's not our fault it doesn't exist prior to that. It's not our fault we cannot count anybody that played in the 1900s as far as being clutch when we want to be objective and use the numbers. At the end of the day, LeBron James is the most clutch player in NBA history. That goes without saying. That goes without even having to speak because we can see it when he's playing, and we can also see it within the stats. You guys are just haters to LeBron James. You don't give him his props for what he does. Again, these stats right here are coming from from Stat Head. All right, we doing big things here. So shout out to everybody that's in the comments. This is a great Sunday afternoon. Another GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We going live straight off the GOAT James Kingdom channel and the FYF platform. We're also going live on our Facebook account. So shout out to everybody who's there on our Facebook account. And we're also going live on IG as well. So shout out to all of our IG followers and subscribers. Y'all go ahead and check out the membership in the GOAT James Kingdom channel. We do big things here. This is what we do. We're talking about the most clutch players in NBA history, and for us it's LeBron James, whether we want to go off the eye test or if we want to go off the stats, and we got nothing but stats to prove it. I don't know what else we can have to tell y'all, but other than open up your ears and actually get a brain.
I mean, I guess the only thing that we can use is fourth quarter scoring. I think that may go back a little bit further. Fourth quarter scoring, that may.
I don't know when
I believe it does
with quarter scorings. I don't know when they track that.
Yeah, I think you could track fourth quarter scoring, but LeBron still leads in that anyway. So even if we include all the players who scored in the fourth quarter, LeBron's gonna come out on top. But if we want to include everybody, that's the only metric we can really use other than game winners and buzzer beaters.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about yeah, you're right. I mean, all the stats point to LeBron, especially if it's like we said, as the definition of fourth quarter scoring, he's gonna show up, he's gonna be the guy taking the shots and everything else here. But I mean, there's so many other players that you watch, and it's these things are what really. It's tough to put these on a stat sheet, but players like Derek Fisher, Derek Fisher was the most clutch player I've ever seen. He was. I mean, as far as hitting game altering shots, series defined against the Magic in 2009. That was one of the in Game 5, some of those clutch shots ever against the Spurs. He would just hit shots that were so timely. Timely is a great word because you have just things you can feel the momentum shifting. The team's going on a 10-0 run, or if you don't hit this shot, they can win with the next possession, or you're about to lose a lead and you're going to switch the lineup. Fisher was insane. Shout out to Robert Horry. he shot 51% in like all but one of his game sevens, and his team was like 8-1 or something like that, some crazy number. Like you had players who would raise their game exponentially for these closeout games, like players like Hakeem Olajuwon and Dirk Nowitzki, where they raised their points per game average like 3 to 4 to 5 points in the playoffs. Period. Like as opposed to the regular season averages. Like obviously it was heavy volume, but all these players were insanely good, and it's a shame we don't have the stats to track that. But shout out to those guys who were just cerebral and automatic, whatever you would call their names.
I mean, Derek Fisher and Dirk stats should be there because it started when Derek Fisher came into the NBA.
Well, it will, but I mean, Fisher wasn't always like hitting the last like 5 minutes or whatever. He would just hit these crazy shots that were just like, yeah, some of them were like that, but his value went on just, it's hard to explain because I couldn't really just be like, oh, here's a stat sheet, but he would just hit such timely shots, it was ridiculous.
He had that game winner versus the Spurs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. But it's the eye test. What they're talking about, like obviously we see it in the comments. Yeah. We see everybody saying it already. We have somebody here who called it out. Let me see if I can find the comment. They said they called him Big Shot Bob, right? Because we know, like he said, it's timely shots, things that were big. This was one of the biggest shots in NBA history. Let's go ahead and watch this one.
It's a 2-point Sacramento lead. We're down to 7 seconds. Bryant putting the move on Christie. Rebound O'Neal, coming up short. Ori for the win.
Sacramento needed defense on Kobe and 1 rebound. They got neither. The ball poked out there. Vlade does a good job. Nobody at the line. The shot, 3-point Jordan Bedlam pandemonium has broken out here at Staples.
And there's no question, Steve, he got it off on time.
That's just some bad luck there. That's some bad luck.
You got keep it away from Shaq.
you got to think about this. Kobe missed a game-winning shot to win the game. Shaq missed, got the rebound, missed that right there. Bricked a layup right there. And because of a rebound and not securing a rebound, which we always tell you is very important, if Divac just secures that ball, you don't get a Robert Horry 3-pointer. So who is actually more clutch in that moment? Robert Horry, Kobe Bryant, or Shaquille O'Neal?
Shout out O2 Kings. They would win 70 games today.
Vlade was the most clutch in that play.
Vlade was the most clutch. Shout out to Zero Turd. Thank you for the super chat. He said, peace to GJK and salute to one of the best panels out there. Appreciate that, man. Also, make sure y'all hit that like button and become a member of GJK. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Longtime GOAT James Kingdom member. We about to put the link up for y'all very shortly. We can have some fun here and have a great conversation. We see y'all Zesty Jeffries in the comments. We know you guys are safe in the comments. You know you are safe in the comments. You're not going to come up and hit this link. You're not going to explain what clutch means. You're going to bring up silly Michael Jordan shots versus Craig Elo.
Craig Elo.
Yeah, that's what they're going to bring up.
What they don't like to talk about that Craig Elo shot is, one, Jordan missed some free throws in Game 4 that caused the Game 5. See, so you don't want to talk about when he missed those shots in Game 4 at the free throw line that made them lose the game. So, and then in that Game 5, Ron Harper, who was the one who wanted to guard Jordan, the coach said Elo was a better defender for that situation. I can't understand that, but hey.
Did you see he made Jordan adjust in midair to hit that shot?
He did.
What are you gonna do?
He did make Jordan
without fouling
shot. Yep, he did. Hey, I mean, listen, but Jordan did give up the shot against Craig Elo to play before as well, because through all these moments, right? Through all these moments, we just talking about hitting the game shot, but what about defensively? What about when Drew Holiday stole the ball in clutch moments and ending the game with a steal? Or when Scottie Pippen used to end games with a steal like he did in that Game 6 in the NBA Finals. Or LeBron James when he blocked that shot, which is the most clutch defensive play in NBA history. Or like they say when Michael Jordan stole the ball from Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Right? There's more clutch moments in basketball other than just hitting the game-winning shot, right? Chris Bosh blocking what's his name? Green's 3-pointer in that Game 6.
In the corner.
Right? Oh, you say Ray Allen. What? What clutch defensive play did Ray Allen make? Oh, against Kobe Bryant, Game 6 in the NBA Finals, 2008. Shutting Kobe down.
Kobe! Kobe, no! Shout out Kobe that series, though. Shout out Kobe in the Suns series just before that. Like, the best series that he's ever played.
But that not the one where he passed the ball at the end, right? Not that.
No.
That
2010 series versus the Suns. Talk about clutch. That last game, definition of clutch. Grant Hill was his bitch.
Say Grant Hill. One ankle Grant Hill, 1 foot Grant Hill. That's what you talking about?
Like 40 years old at that time.
Oh my God! By then they had got rid of Rajah Bell.
Yeah, because he kept fouling Kobe. Also shout out Walt Frazier for being like the highest the shooting guard with the highest field goal percentage of any shooting guard who's played at least 100 playoff games and taken shots in the.
You say Walt Frazier
in the finals? Yeah.
You sure about that with Walt Frazier?
You did you just call him a shooting guard? You meant point guard. You meant point guard.
He's a point guard.
He should be listed as a shooting guard.
What he's listed as a shooting guard?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Might be playing. I don't know, but he had like some insane like clutch stats.
Good thing Travis don't put nothing in the comments because you won't get chat bombed by your own silly takes. I don't know about that, but in Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals, if that's the one where Willis Reed got hurt, he did put up 36 and 19. He had 36 points and 19 assists in that Game 7, which is big time. Big time.
Yeah, Walt Frazier has never been listed as a shooting guard in his career.
Yeah, he's a point guard. He would be considered a point guard. He averages like 19 and 7.
That's what I actually said.
Yeah, you meant point guard. Yeah, he meant point guard, not shooting guard.
Shout out to Ruddy Hood Sports. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. He says salute to GJK, FYF in the chat. Hope all is well. Indeed, it's all is well. It's a Sunday afternoon. We're doing the Lord's work here on the GOAT James Kingdom show here every Sunday. Like y'all do. Listen, we come here every Sunday noon Eastern time. We have been doing this for over 2 years now. And we're having a blast every Sunday. We don't care if football's going on. In fact, you better get your fantasy team straightened now because you got about 15 minutes before the games actually do kick off. And we don't want to hear no excuses that you were busy talking about why LeBron James ain't clutch and you missed out on winning this fantasy week.
I'm already 0-2 because McCaffrey hasn't played.
Oh, you should have got Jordan Mason. Anybody who got if you got the first overall pick, you should have went and got Jordan Mason. That would have been smarter.
Yeah, that should have been my pick, Jordan Mason.
Yeah, get Jordan Mason, man. That's what we do best, man. But listen, I mean, I don't know what else we can bring up to show LeBron James is clutch. He has the most buzzer beaters in playoff history. He has the most clutch points in NBA history, including in the playoffs, right? He's efficient. He takes those shots. And let's not count how many times he made a pass for a game-winning shot. Nobody even wants to include these type of moments where you're passing the ball and getting the ball to the right player at the right time and getting a good shot off for your teammate. So there's a lot of ways of being clutch, but we all know none of you Zesty Jeffries or none of you LeBron haters know how to explain what clutch is. Y'all just gonna claim y'all saw it, and it's just how it feels. How it feels. We've been becoming psychologists for people so they can explain to us how they feel.
That whole feeling situation, it makes me laugh all the time. It's like, it makes me feel a certain way. I didn't ask you about your goddamn feelings. I mean, shit. I ain't your therapist.
Well, King John swears. My whole system is done now. I'm gonna kill him.
Hey, I don't understand this sometimes. I mean, when somebody says LeBron isn't clutch, I mean, just explain it. I mean, if you have your reasons to why he ain't clutch because he passed the ball, how does that make him not clutch?
Well, one way they say he's not clutch, right? How can you be clutch with 6 finals losses? He wasn't clutch in 2011 is what they say. Yeah, he wasn't clutch then. That's what they bring up. They bring up.
He was passive. That was his issue. And but the whole thing is when they say he's not clutch, like you guys have said, and we've talked about here, is being clutch is making the right play. Also, if defensively, offensively isn't only taking the last shot when you're blanking with the defenders, Like when you know you're going to be the guy they're focusing on and get the ball out of your hands, you know there's going to be somebody open. Like it's a 5-on-5 game. And like LeBron have they always hit the shot that he set up for them? No. But like, you know, that's not always going to happen. Or, you know, it's like you got to, I mean, he's made the right play. And he said it himself. And everyone else says, like, he's made a lot of the time. Are there some times where I've liked to have seen him be a little, sure. But you can say that about any player across the board that you watch, that we talk about ad nauseum. No player's perfect. No player's always been 100% accurate or made the right play. But LeBron has for the most part. And, like, you know, he's, like the stats say it, he's super clutch when it matters. And he gets his teammates involved. And I think the stats reflect that too. And anyone who says differently either just doesn't watch the game or they're, you know, like you guys said, they're Skip Bayless disciples or something like that. And they're just, you know, hanging on narratives to hate. So.
They really hurt. They really hurt. They're right now, they're trying to hang on to the whole Diddy situation.
That's all they got. Like they just find everything outside of basketball.
Even with that, right? They act like Puff Daddy's not from the 90s. I mean, that's what they act like. Like he's not even from the 90s. But that's how hurt they are. They can't bring up nothing.
They talk about China and all this other crap.
This whole baby oil situation got me crying.
Oh my God. I just ignore all that.
I mean,
it's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. It's funny, man. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, like, Puffy is one freaky dude. He's so freaky, he going to prison.
Hey, look! Check out this Zesty Jeffrey. Look at all he wrote, Brandon.
Wow.
Check him out. This guy here is hilarious. LeBron, 2 meltdowns in the NBA Finals, 2007 and 2011. Multiple scoreless fourth quarters and in the finals, 17 in the regular season and game tying and game winning shot, 0 for 7 in the game winning and game tying shots in the finals. These dudes know everything about LeBron James.
Dude, you took the word. If you want to know something about LeBron, just ask a LeBron hater. He will tell you everything.
But this guy's been on and been exposed.
This
guy has been on and been exposed. He says here, don't you dare even apply or try to argue that your queen is clutch, you goofballs.
Can we get this guy up here?
No, he won't hit the link. He's been up here before. We've embarrassed him before. He's
been up here before.
Yeah.
I wish he'll come back on too. It'll be funny. He has a lot of funny takes.
Daniel. He got a lot of funny takes. We do the Lord's work here, but he's one of our most famous trolls. It's completely hilarious when we talk about. So now the amount of shots you take doesn't matter, right? Because supposedly LeBron doesn't like taking the shots, but now that he doesn't hit them enough, right? When they don't even know the efficiency, it was just like on Friday night, right? Somebody was trying to say that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan taking contested mid-range jumpers, they were still efficient at it, and they didn't even know what the efficient rate was. They didn't know what meant efficient or inefficient. They just knew Michael Jordan and Kobe were efficient. That was enough for them. The same thing with this guy. What is the standard for being efficient on a last-second shot? Because the numbers that he brought up, LeBron James has more than Jordan. He has more than Kobe in those moments.
Whenever someone says like that comment, it really just got like it's guys, I get it. Like you want to defend Jordan, but they're not trashing Michael Jordan here. We're not trashing him. We're just saying here's what the stats say. Here's the information. It's not to like denigrate one player. Like there's no need to like launch an assault against LeBron James. Just accept the numbers for what they are. Like you got to nitpick and cherry pick. We can do that against any player. We've already done it to Michael Jordan. Like he hasn't been perfect in every series, and like every game. Neither is LeBron. Like nobody's saying LeBron's a perfect specimen of a player, like in every situation of all time. Nobody is. Like you point to different situations. You know, I have multiple times. But when you try to say that this person is not clutch at all, never will be, like that ridiculous comment, it just says that, like, it really makes us question how much basketball you've actually watched and like where you're getting your information from. Not that we actually have to ask that question because we already know, but just stop, please. Otherwise, I'm gonna put you in my bomb.
Yeah, he don't really know, man. He don't really know. Because if we went to like clutch time for Michael Jordan, let me go ahead and do that. Let me have some fun with these Zesty Jeffries. I just want to see Michael Jordan's all-time field. Let's just see where Michael Jordan sits at in this situation here. This is 1997. In 1997, Michael Jordan's field goals and clutch time moments for 1997 was 39%. He was 32 of 82 in 1997 in clutch time moments. He was 82% from the free throw percentage. He was 18% from the three-point line. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, that is the WNBA three-point line. Right? That's so. As Jordan's 39%, how is that equated to being a clutch player when we're talking about clutch stats? Let's go to 1998 with Michael Jordan. Let's see what Michael Jordan's stats are there. Oh, it's a little bit better. He shoots 42.6. So anybody want to do the math? Can we get the numbers up? Anybody want to write these numbers down for me?
Sure, man. What do you got?
I got 49 out of 115 for 98. So put 49 and 115. He made 49. He shot 115.
Okay.
All right. And then in 97, Michael Jordan shot, for clutch time stats, he shot 32 of 82.
That's 100%. Okay.
That's Let's go to clutch time stats for 2002. Let's see if we can find Michael Jordan's clutch stats moments here.
It's such a crime we don't have it before that. That's so stupid.
It's fine. Here we go again. He was 25 of 63 in clutch time moments in 2002. I'm sorry, 2002. 25 of 63.
That was like 50-year-old Mike, right?
Oh, hey, you go 50-year-old Mike. That's hilarious. Yes, that was Beer Butter Special Mike. Yes, that's what that was. Beer and Butter Special Mike. So here, let's continue to go down. Let's go to 2003. In 2003, he was a little bit better. He was 49 of 110.
Okay.
All right, so you got all those numbers down for me, Travis?
I do.
All right, so just give me off the field goal attempts, each one.
The field goal attempts, 115. First one. 82.
Okay.
63. And 110.
All right, so that's 370, right? That's 370. Now give me the field goals made.
49. 32. 25. And 110. No, I'm just kidding. 49.
All right, so that's 155. 155 divided by what I said, 370. Michael Jordan shot 41.9% in clutch time moments in NBA history.
How very Iverson of him.
That is what he shoots for clutch time moments. Ladies and gentlemen, what does LeBron James shoot in those same scenarios? Can anybody look at the number and tell me what does it say?
It says higher.
It says 46.2. But there will be somebody who can find a reason why 41% is higher than 46%.
I mean, it's better than Westbrook, Pierce.
Here goes his response. Look, I was just swinging by to watch you guys have your little biased show. Yeah, where you just bring up all negatives about Michael Jordan but ignore the whole picture. That's why you disappearing. That's where you go. You safe in the comments.
Yeah, you just showed his stats.
We didn't say
I just showed his stats. We just went and found his clutch stats moments in NBA history. That's what we went and found. And Michael Jordan shoots 41.9%. He's 155 of 370 and clutch time moments.
Daniel, what do we say negative about Mike? Nothing at all. Nothing.
That we don't stroke him.
I'm gonna tell you what we said negative about Jordan. He's not 100%. He isn't the best at it at all time. Anything that doesn't say Jordan is number one is negative. And you don't even have to be talking about LeBron. You just throw LeBron out the picture. Just say Kobe Bryant was better. And we're talking negative about Michael Jordan. I mean, we didn't say anything negative, but that's how he feels a way, okay? It's about his feelings. Okay? I mean, I just want you to know.
I mean,
I think Daniel has just left the building.
Daniel, like we wouldn't waste our time. Like I'm going to leave you to the big dogs in the chat, like New World Dreams and AAR. Like they're going to body you faster and more efficiently than we can because you haven't even brought up a decent point that like you sound like that old guy on FYF who wanted to like come out of Johnny and Hearn or whatever and like says I was watching basketball, blah 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 blah. Bullshit. Miss me with all that.
I mean,
He did it to himself. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. Go ahead, John.
I mean, this whole story, if you in your mid-60s saying you was watching basketball, but if you wasn't even in the area to watch certain games, how could you have seen these games? It's always been a mystery. I mean, I just know it wasn't no NBA TV in the 1980s and 90s. I mean, what league pads did they have at the time? How was people watching all these different games that nobody else got to watch?
No chill, Gil.
No doubt. Shout out to Gil. Thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know you love stats because what's his name? But McCann says Statman.
Oh, you talking about Mr. McCann who will bring up his argument? Okay.
No, because there's no stats that make Kobe Bryant better than LeBron James for sure. There's definitely no stats that make Kobe Bryant better than anybody else but Michael Jordan, which is what they like to say, which I don't understand that at all. So again, we use what's available to us, right? Because even if we use the clutch time stats, like as far as the 10 seconds, like 10 seconds is not clutch. Like the last 10 seconds of a shot, why did you get to that moment? Why are you understand what I'm saying? Nah, I get it. I get it. Hitting the last second shot, a buzzer beater at the end of a game, yeah, I consider that clutch, but it's not the only clutch moments that a player can be considered clutch at.
There's a lot of moments.
And then when they say, oh well, you got to at least take the shot, right? Because they don't care if you miss it. Supposedly you're supposed to just take the shot. You're supposed to be the alpha. You're supposed to go out there and shoot the last shot. Well, every time I go look at these numbers that they bring up for the last 10 seconds, the last 5 seconds, buzzer beater shots, LeBron James is up there. He's taking the most of those shots.
Yeah, he got mad at Scottie Pippen for taking a clutch shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the video was everywhere.
Shout out to Politicus Rex. I got to give you this, Politicus Rex. Yes, in Game 7s, elimination games, closeout games, Bill Russell is phenomenal. His game steps up legitimately in those moments and in those situations without a doubt. So he's definitely one of the most clutch players. But they don't want to count what you do for an entire game. They don't want to count Game 7s. They don't want to count elimination games. Because when you do that, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan don't look great. Yeah, because Kobe Bryant and Jordan don't look great in those moments.
Yeah, just buzzer beaters made and game winners made. That's clutch to most people.
Yeah, well, Sam Jones does have a lot of buzzer beaters for them. Obviously, he was their scorer. That was his role, to score for them. He was their main scorer. He was their best scorer throughout the 60s for them. So I would agree that we can go, but we don't have the stats for that. Sadly enough, we don't have the stats for those guys. And then even on that, there's not even that much footage on it as well. So those are just all facts. I see y'all in the comments, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everybody that's also watching us on Facebook and on Instagram. You guys know you can find FYF or GJK on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, YouTube. We are all over the place. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it. This is the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We are talking about what makes the players the most clutch players of all time. As y'all already know, we don't have topics that don't involve LeBron James being the top dog. That's what we do best in GOAT James Kingdom, is show you how great LeBron James is. So shout out to everybody who's watching us. Again, subscribe to the channel. This is GOAT James Kingdom. For some of y'all, don't register in your head when you hear that, so I'll say it again. GOAT James Kingdom. This is where GOAT James is praised for being the greatest basketball player of all time. We're basketball fans. We all watch the game of basketball here. We can't wait for the games to start on the 22nd of next month, and we're gonna have some fun. So before we get on to putting the chat, a link in the chat for everybody here, so y'all can join us, we're gonna go out and show everybody some love that are LeBron James fans. And we do that by putting up King John's flowers. And by doing King John's flowers, that means he gets to show love to anybody who is a true GOAT James Kingdom creator, whether they're on Instagram, Facebook, on any platform on social media. So ladies and gentlemen, we're about to give you flowers from King John.
Rosebetters!
The first thing I want to give somebody flowers out to is a player. Is Asia Wilson for winning MVP. She had an amazing season this year, and I'm so glad everything happened in the WNBA the way it happened this year. Could have put a spotlight on Asia Wilson and how great she is as a basketball player, and I got to see her in another light. Shout out to Asia Wilson. She's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year as well. And this is multiple times winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. So shout out to Asia Wilson. And this week, Instagram page, the name of the page is King LeBron is GOAT .23.6. He has 252 posts, 7,249 followers. And if you go up and down his page, it shows everything. He got narratives down there. He talks about facts as well. And he has an amazing page, and I think his page should be bigger than what is going on. So one thing I wanted to do is shout him out and show him love. I think he has an amazing page. And if you check it out, if you look at it, it says GOAT James Kingdom right there. So GOAT James Kingdom, follow him. I follow him. He has an amazing page. And if you want to learn a lot about LeBron James yourself, and I just think he has an amazing page. I've been down his page, up and down his page, and he has his own personal page, but he separates his personal page from his LeBron James page. So, I want everybody to go check him out. Again, his page name is King LeBron is GOAT 23.6. And I just want to, every week I'm trying to show love to a new LeBron James page. And one thing I always do, I try to check out people's pages who in the chat as well. I go check y'all pages out, and trust me, one of these weeks I am picking somebody out the chat, and I'm gonna show them love. And when I pick you out the chat, I hope that you come up and want to promote your own page as well. So I want to show you love, and I want you to show yourself love by coming up and talking about your page and what inspired you to do your own page. So again, I want to show love to King LeBron is GOAT 23.6. And hey, let's keep going forward with this. Because what I've noticed is that LeBron James pages are becoming bigger, and showing love to LeBron isn't a negative anymore. And his legacy is getting bigger and bigger. And it's not a problem. And the one thing LeBron James has forced other people to be fans of who they supposed to be fans of. LeBron James is becoming so big that anytime I have a debate with somebody, they'll be arguing against LeBron, but they'll tell me how they not a fan of Jordan's. Like yesterday, I had a guy that said, "Well, I'm a Reggie Miller fan, but I'm gonna kill LeBron." I said, well, your action says one thing and you telling me another. So which one should I trust? Your actions or your word? Because your action says more. So, hey, everybody who down for LeBron, hey, keep doing this. Hey, I'm going to show you love. You're going to keep getting love everywhere else. And, hey, let's not stop doing this.
Indeed, man. Shout out to you, King John, for giving love to all those LeBron fan pages out there. Again, I always hear this little silly nonsense. What kind of grown man has another page dedicated to another man? Again, we're basketball fans. You can't make fun of us for being fans of a basketball player. Every NBA player has a fan page, and LeBron James just has multiple of them because he has a lot of fans. So we're going to give a lot of shout out and a lot of love to King LeBron is the GOAT. You guys make sure to check out their page. They're available on IG and any other platform. Again, this is King John's Flowers, and this is the channel that we're going to show love to. Again, it's King LeBron is the GOAT. You guys can go follow him on IG and other platforms. Shout out to you, John. Great job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we having a fun Sunday afternoon, man. Everything is going good. We see y'all in the comments. Shout out to everybody We got max views right now. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on the FYF Sports Debate platform. Shout out to you guys over there in FYF. Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to Ace 30, True the King, all of you people over there. Y'all make sure to check out everything that goes on at FYF Sports Debate. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of both channels because we are doing big things. We are the best place to come when it comes to talking basketball and getting a variety of conversations. And you obviously know that you could come up on the panel, which we're going to put the link up very shortly, but you could also be safe in the comments. But you're not too safe when Travis finds you. Now, if you're in the comments doing something silly or saying something crazy, you know Travis is going to come at it. So here we have today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring to you the Chat Bomb by T Perfect.
We are interrupting our normal programming. The current threat level is critical, meaning an attack is imminent. Civilians are advised to remain indoors. In some urban areas, evacuations are taking place. If you're in one of these areas, police will help you to safety. Follow their orders without question. You should remain indoors until you are told otherwise. You should now prepare for a nuclear strike. You will not be able to leave your location for 14 days after the strike.
Let's go. Okay, guys. So, you know what? We've been on a LeBron tangent here, and I've been debunking a lot of his stuff for you guys. Obviously, we're not biased at all, but very quick debunk today is going to be this notion that somehow having the most of something, like points, rebounds, assists, makes you better, makes player A better than player B just automatically, without anything considered, anything like context or anything like that. Just that's been like the narrative lately. I feel like not necessarily on this channel a little bit, but on other places I've seen that it's just like, okay, they have more, they're better, period, no discussion. What ridiculous that is. So we're going to go ahead and debunk that. So, and this is just something that have to do with like a couple of factors here. So here's a couple of names for you: Gary Payton and Larry Bird. Okay, who would you say is the better, greater, whatever word you want to use to try and warp it? Who would you say is a better scorer? Obviously Larry Bird, right? So, but Gary Payton has 22 more points all time than Larry Bird, okay? But he also played over 400 more games to get that 22 extra points. But Bird clears him in points per game, field percentage, three-point percentage, free throw percentage. Any kind of way that we use to measure a player's effectiveness from the scoring perspective, it's Larry Bird. Not to mention, he averaged his average blows Payton away in every regard, but Payton has more points. Does that mean he's better? Absolutely not. So we've got to keep that same energy. We're not just when we're talking about LeBron versus Mike or Kobe or anything like that. It's all about the context and how these players scored. How efficient were they? Things like that. You have to have a baseline. For me, it's at least 10 years of sustained dominance. I get it. Being available for your team is the best ability. But at some point, you just got to keep the same energy when you're talking about all-time things. Like, you can't just say he has more, so he's better. That just tells me you don't want to do any kind of research, right? So, also, here's another quick example. Adrian Dantley versus Robert Parish. Parish has almost 200 more points scored than Adrian Dantley, but also played about 700 more games. Okay? But Adrian Dantley outshot – so, Adrian Dantley, a shooting guard, outshot a forward center in terms of overall field goal percentage, right? And he did so he did so at higher volume. So he was a better scorer than Robert Parish as a guard, taking more shots, averaging more points on better efficiency. Okay, so ridiculous. He was the better scorer than someone who, again, played much closer to the rim. So that tells me nothing of how the player was as far as their scoring prowess. You got to be consistent. You got to do research. It's not like one size fits all type of situation. So if you don't do your research and you just have these clown takes about, oh, he had more for example, is Charles Oakley and Paul Silas and Bob Pettit like better rebounders than Dennis Rodman? No. Dennis Rodman is obviously a better rebounder and did so, especially because he was playing in like one of the slowest paces in NBA history and still winning scoring or rebounding titles. So, like, it's all about context. It's all about how you frame it, okay? So we'll move on from that very quickly. And like I said, that's just a bad take. Like, you have to do research. You have to put context in. come with your good takes. Miss me with that, the more thing. Okay, so we'll debunk that. The best question of the day, and this was actually from last week, but because we missed it, apologize to him ahead of time. But he has a great question today, and it's Adrian Knight, one of our favorites here. And his question was, does Kevin Durant belong in the GOAT conversation? Now, hey, man, Kevin Durant, I already said last week, in fact, and I've always said this, I think Kevin Durant is the best and most effective scorer in NBA history. No other scorer in NBA history checks every single box, whether it's footwork, being able to create your own shot attempt, excelling from all three levels, whether it's mid-range, free throw percentage, three-point percentage. He's fine at the rim. Nobody else does that. Kevin Durant does, and it just so add volume. Okay, but he does not belong in the GOAT conversation simply because my GOAT debate, as far as my top 5, is about two-way players. Kevin Durant is fine defensively, but does not excel defensively. The people that I have, as far as top 5 goes, are LeBron, Mike, Kareem, Hakeem, and Duncan. Durant will never crack that because he doesn't excel defensively. But great question. I would not be mad at anyone who hasn't been in his top 10. He has the accolades. He has the stats. You can do that. I'm not mad. Kevin Durant is up there, but he's not in the GOAT debate, in my opinion. If you have him in the GOAT debate, I respect your opinion. Much love. Worst take, very quickly, of the day is knowledge. Knowledge, what are you talking about? Wade carried LeBron to titles? When? When are you talking about he was carrying LeBron to titles when LeBron was leading the league here in most advanced metrics from 2011 to 2014, as far as offensive, defensive win shares, VORP, PER, things like that, things that we measure a player's impact. When you think that when Wade was nowhere close to even sniffing top 5 in any of these things, you're saying that Wade carried LeBron when every stat, every analytic, every piece of evidence we have says to the contrary of that. If anything, Wade was along for the ride. Again, Wade wasn't going to sniff another ring unless LeBron went to Miami and then elevated his game to a level that we've really never ever seen, except for maybe one or two other players in NBA history. That's just facts. That tells me that you have an agenda against LeBron, you hate him, and you're willing to say anything in order to discredit him. All the numbers say that you don't know basketball and that you're an absolute casual if you persist in trying to discredit a man who is responsible literally for 2 of the titles that a franchise has. Everything disagrees with you. LeBron was a transcendent player. Everyone else was just along for the ride. Not saying that he didn't have a great team and Wade wasn't a big part of that, but LeBron was on an entirely different level all time during those runs there from 11 to 14. So that's all I have. And, hopefully that's been a little bit of information there for you.
Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to you. Shout out to you, T Perfect, for that. That is your chat bomb. You did a good job. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a great take, Travis will find you in the chat. If you have a great take, Travis will find you in the chat. So shout out to you, Travis, for that one. That was a great job by you. Thank you for doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the chat bomb by T Perfect. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. We are talking about the GOAT of actually being clutch. How much does being clutch matter in the GOAT debate, Brandon?
Well, it's a big part, especially when you look at the one player, the few players and their clutch moments. We all know LeBron clutch games that he had in the postseason, his greatest moments, and we see his clutch stats. We see that his buzzer beaters in the playoffs, he has the most, even with his game winning shots under a second. He has the most of those. Like we said, he has the most clutch points defined by the NBA in the postseason and the regular season, even with his fourth quarter points. So LeBron James, however you want to define clutch, that is just LeBron James, and that's just another notch that he has in the GOAT debate.
True that. Shout out to Mingle Jester. Thank you for joining us here, brother. We talking about who's the most clutch player of all time. What you got for us for today's discussion, brother? Are you there, Mingle Jester? You can unmute yourself. All right, we'll get to Twin Man, Mingle Jester, when you get a chance. So shout out to you, Mingle Jester. But Twin Man, what's good with you? Thank you for joining us. Twin Man is a GOAT James Kingdom member. What you got for us for today's topic? We're talking about the most clutch players in NBA history.
So I put it in the chat earlier. Why is this even a conversation? Why is this even an argument? We already know who's the most clutch player is. A lot of casuals just like to make it about the finals. So let's play the game. If people want to sit here and say Michael Jordan had the most clutch bucket in the finals, you're lying. You're lying. You want to know who had the most clutch performance and shots in the finals? That would be one LeBron James, 2016. Every shot he made after they were down 3-1 was a clutch bucket. On top of it being a clutch performance in an elimination game. So again, I don't get the argument here. I don't get the argument. I understand people want to hold on to the nostalgia of some of these big shots from the past, but you know, the NBA resume updates every single year, every single season. To pretend like Jordan's shot, that the blatant push-off shot that he made in the finals against Utah is the most clutch shot ever is insane. Then for all the dummies who want to sit here and talk about how Ray Allen or Kyrie Irving had big clutch shots. Last time I checked, Ray Allen wouldn't even had a chance to hit that shot if LeBron James didn't score the last 20 points of the damn game. What about his 25-point performance against Detroit in the conference finals? Why do we pretend like he doesn't have a clutch? I'm sorry?
Yeah, it was 25 straight points.
My fault, 25 straight points. The point I'm making is being clutch is more than just the final shot in the finals. You can have a clutch performance in the regular season. You can have a clutch performance in any round of the playoffs. People need to stop. They just try to weave a narrative to make their player the best. When at the end of the day, you have to have a great regular season to put your team in a great position so they don't have to work as hard to get to the finals. I would sit here and say, guess what? A young LeBron James had clutch moments when he came in the league, carrying those trash teams. So to sit here and pretend like this is an argument just needs to stop. All of you that are sitting here obsessed with trying to put Jordan and Kobe in over LeBron James when it comes to being clutch, you need to just stop. Because now it's just ridiculous at this point. Y'all can't even take the numbers. You can't even take the numbers. They'll provide you with the numbers and you'll try to find a way to point out one game in one series like that defines somebody's entire career. You sound like a moron. And I'm done.
Twin Man wasn't having it. Shout out to you, Twin Man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us. Mingo Jester, you just came back up, but we're going to let Blue Boat go first, and then we'll get you in there. Shout out to Blue Boat, ladies and gentlemen. The Lord of GOAT James Kingdom has spoken. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's happening, fellas? Salute to the chat, salute to everybody, man. You know what I mean? I liking this conversation, man. Very sensible, common sense conversation about actual basketball. I'm going to make this short and simple, man. You know what I mean? Like, okay, is clutch. The misconception of clutch, people think it's a last-second shot, or you got a bag, you're taking somebody off the dribble and everything, and you're hitting a clutch shot, right? You're hitting a last-second shot, walking off the court, last-second shot. That's the biggest misconception of clutch when it comes to the game of basketball. Clutch can mean one of many things. Clutch can be a rebound, clutch can be an assist, a clutch steal, a clutch block. You know, I mean, it's I don't understand why and how all of a sudden the term and the clutch is regulated to one basket. You know, I mean, making one basket, making a shot, an actual shot. You know, I mean, like I said, man. You know, I mean, when you have LeBron James out here, in the number of clutch shots he's made, the number of clutch situations he done got. It's not just LeBron James. Let's go back to 1993 Eastern Conference Finals. Scottie Pippen making clutch blocks under the rim. Charles Smith with a layup. You know what I mean? Let's go to there's so many off the top of my head. Let's go to Larry Bird.
Chris Bosh's offensive rebound.
No, I was just getting to that. But let's go back to 1987. 1987 Conference Finals. Larry Bird made a clutch steal. Isaiah inbounded the ball. Larry Bird makes a steal, gets the rebound, passes back out. Dennis Johnson makes a layup. That's not clutch. People always consume that. Oh man, Larry Bird made a clutch shot. He made a clutch shot, but you know nobody talks about his clutch steal in the conference final because you know when you think about it, Detroit was winning that game in the last seconds. Think about that. All right. And it's all kind of situations to where a last second shot didn't win no game. It was a clutch defense, clutch steal, clutch rebound, clutch assist. You got a whole bunch of casuals out here that don't even watch the game. They think they've been brainwashed by these casuals, by these clowns here on YouTube, and people like Skip Bayless, the usual suspects, and Stephen A. Second Place, and all that crap. You know what I mean? They've been brainwashed, thinking that having a bag and walking off with the last second shot is the only thing that makes you clutch. It is BS to me. It's BS to me. That's all I want. That's all I want to say.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have that poll in our chat. If you go to the YouTube on GOAT James Kingdom chat line for the live show, we're asking you, what makes it more clutch? Hitting a game-winning buzzer beater, Game 7 performance in an elimination game, or your efficiency on last-second shot attempts.
One more thing.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Check this out. We got a whole bunch of clowns here. This dude named Prince Sports and Big Lane TV talking about LeBron has never been clutch in his career.
That's the dumbest comment you'll ever hear in your life, because 2000 is literally the most clutch performance ever, hands down.
Right.
There's no argument.
And what I'm saying is, he's saying Kobe Bryant had more clutch moments than LeBron James because of he won. He won 5 championships. That's what he says, which is complete and utter BS.
Yeah. When we know in clutch moments, Kobe's not that great, especially in the finals. So shout out to you, Blue Boat. Appreciate that, man. Let's let Mingle just to get his comments in. He can go ahead and represent and give us a good take. What you got for us today, man? We talking about the most clutch players. Shout out to you, man.
Man, it's everything in totality, man. I don't know how y'all just cut out a lot of stuff and then highlight some stuff that y'all, I guess that helps what y'all was talking about or what whoever talking about. Like they cut out a lot of stuff. Like Jordan may have a lot of Game 7. So therefore his Game 7 stats ain't gonna be good. Because in the finals he didn't have too many Game 7. None actually. So how could you calculate Jordan Game 7 stat if he don't have any?
You sure about that?
That's another thing. See, y'all,
you sure about that though?
You said Jordan will have Game 7.
You sure
in the finals is what I said.
Okay, but he has Game 7 stats in the playoffs.
But he don't have Game 7 in the finals. Listen to what I'm saying, man. Don't listen to me to argue. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to argue.
I understand what you're saying. You said finals. Finals is in the playoffs. He has Game 7s in the playoffs.
Yes, but he don't have Game 7 in the finals. Finals and the playoffs is two different things. In case you didn't know, that's why you got playoff stats.
So we're only going to judge Jordan off what he does in the finals. So we're only going to judge Jordan off of 6 series, and that's it.
What I'm saying is he don't have that. That means in the finals, if we're talking about, because you said in the finals, that's what you said, hey John. You said the finals, and you said clutch moments in the finals. You said all that.
So in the playoffs, and even
so if we're talking about finals, Jordan don't have no Game 7s in the finals. So how you gonna calculate that?
So for you, so Game 7s is the only clutch
No,
moments?
it's not the only game. But he don't have any Game 7 finals. So how we supposed to calculate that?
But how does that make it clutch that you didn't go to a Game 7?
I mean, I guess that makes him that great because he never went to a Game 7.
again, how does that make you clutch?
It doesn't make him clutch because he never went to a game 7, so you don't have to be clutch in the game you don't go to.
So Jordan never went through any critical moments at all in his career, never at all.
I'm talking about strictly game 7s. I'm not talking about all the other stuff. I'm talking about strictly game 7. Because I heard a lot of y'all bring up game 7.
Mingo Jester, I know what you talking about, Mingo Jester. The conversation is clutch. So we're asking, what does not going to a game 7 have to do with being clutch?
Well, I mean, he didn't go to a game 7, so you can't. Basically, what I was saying is, you can't just use raw numbers.
So Jordan isn't clutch. So Jordan's not clutch. No. Because we have no clutch information. Like you said, he never went to a game 7. He has no clutch moments. Jordan's not clutch.
You can't just use raw numbers, is what I'm saying.
I'm asking you what you're going to use for Jordan because you said he has no game 7. So what are we going to use to say Jordan is clutch?
Right there. That's just like Bill Russell not having in the Defensive Player of the Year awards. You can't use nothing. There's nothing you can do about that.
We said that already. We already said Jordan don't count. We said Jordan don't count. Jordan don't count. Jordan don't count. He's not clutch.
That's he don't have. But I will say
Jordan's not clutch then. He's not clutch. There's no stats that say Jordan is clutch.
But now wait a minute. Aside from the finals, when you're talking about just clutch shots, period. Now Jordan got a lot of them. Like when he stole the ball from Karl Malone and went down there and hit the shot over Brian Russell, the whole Craig thing, all that good stuff. Now when you just talking about just clutch, period, or see me, I don't just consider clutch just the last seconds of the game. I consider clutch the last actually the whole game, because you got to win the game. You got to play to win the game. So to me, you can come up clutch anytime in the game, whether it's defense, offense, whatever. A lot of people just equate clutch to just how many shots you hit or whatever. Well, you can make a good defensive play. That's clutch. Or you can give a good assist or a key rebound or something like that. You got to get everything in totality. It's not just one or two things that makes you clutch. That's my point, what I be trying to make to everybody.
So what performance in Jordan's entire career equates to 2016?
Wait, isn't that what Brandon said earlier?
Game 6, 1998.
I mean,
that's better than 2006.
He said the last 5 minutes of a game, right? If we go to the last 5 minutes, what the NBA consider clutch stats, nobody does better than LeBron James.
And that's total. That's totals. The man just told you stop using totals.
How you gonna argue
just said don't use rocket?
What are we supposed to use?
Wait.
I'll give you this. Listen, LeBron James has 600 games in these moments. Kobe has 500 games in these moments. What's the difference? All these guys, as you get down. How are we going to determine different? It's still if he made 1.5 shots per game makes you better. It has to be what you did. These are the actual shots.
And what I'm saying,
what average are we going to use?
Numbers
Kobe
ain't the only
played 20
thing that
years.
matter. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying numbers don't matter. Numbers is not the only thing. It's a whole body of work. Wait.
Those are the numbers that reflect what Mingo Juster claimed was considered clutch. Not just the last minute or two, the last 5 minutes of a game when you're down by 5 points or up by 5 points. These are being tracked. And in overtime, LeBron James more efficient and had hit more shots than anybody in NBA history.
Threes too, also.
You can't just go off raw numbers, bro, is what I'm saying. It's not just raw numbers. Okay, we're going to just do raw numbers. Wait a minute, hey, Johnny. If we're going to just go off just raw numbers, just throw numbers out there and just leave it like that, then that would mean Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. Just raw numbers. If you're going to just throw raw numbers out there, he shot 50% from the three-point line. Okay, he's the best three-point shooter of all time. Like, you can't just say just raw numbers. It's a lot of variables that go into numbers. Then just
Who's a better shooter than Steph? Who's a better shooter than Steph since you can't use raw numbers?
A better shooter than Steph would be Steph Curry. I mean, Steve Curry, we're going by just raw numbers.
Steve Curry.
Once he got a higher percentage,
who's a better shooter than Steph Curry?
I just told you, Steve Kerr, because he got a higher percentage.
Okay, so you're saying Steve Kerr is a better shooter than Reggie?
Yes, because he got a higher percentage. If we just go by raw numbers.
He doesn't have higher totals.
No. That's when you choose to go off of the wrong numbers. Who told you we going off a 3-point percentage to say who's the better shooter? You said that. No, we didn't. Stephen Curry has over 3,500 3-pointers in NBA history. Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter of all time because of stuff like that, not because he shoots 41% or 42% from 3-point
Bro,
land.
that's what y'all do over here. Everything is raw numbers, and that's it.
That's what you do. You pick our argument. Wait, you chose our argument. Wait. No, Mingle Jester, you chose our argument for us. Who here said that we go off of 3-point percentage? No, Mingle Jester, who here ever said that we go off of 3-point percentage to claim who's the greatest shooter of all time?
Bro, you got to do it on the panel. You got to do it on the panel. Literally say analytics is why he chooses. You got to do it on your panel that literally says analytics is literally how he chooses his.
Shut the fuck. Shut. Did I say no? Oh shit! Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else, nigga. Sit your ass down.
You go to the dugout. No. You can't answer the fucking question. It was a simple question. Who here has used 3-point percentage to ever say somebody's the greatest shooter of all time? In fact, I've never heard nobody be called the greatest shooter of all time till Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry created the greatest shooter of all time title. Who was considered the greatest shooter of all time before Stephen Curry?
Reggie Miller.
None of y'all can answer that shit.
They used to say Reggie Miller because of the 3-point.
And why was that? And why was that, Brandon?
Because of his 3-point pointers.
The amount of 3-pointers he hit. Because he had the most 3-pointers in NBA history. So this is what happened when you come up on Go James Kingdom and you don't know how to talk the game of basketball. I don't know why you came up with that nonsense.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. Sit your ass down.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I said not only that, he refused to answer the questions we asking him. Like, this is not your soapbox just to say what you want. Answer the question. You come up there, we ask you a question, just answer it.
What question?
Go ahead and ask him the question.
No, we're gonna move on, Mingo Jester. You had your chance to speak. You got sit in the dugout. Now you got to chill.
No, man, y'all on that. Bro, that's
what nonsense. You said Steve Kerr was supposed to be the greatest shooter of all time because of 3-point field goal percentage. Did you say that or not? That's why we tell you, y'all safe in the comments. When you come up on Go James Kingdom, stand 10 toes down. No one here ever said anything about 3-point field goal percentage makes you the greatest shooter of all time. Because like you said, if we go by that, Stephen Curry ain't the greatest shooter of all time. But we went by but people say, you're 3 points made. And who has more 3 points made than Stephen Curry? Nobody. At all. In the playoffs and in the regular season. In the play, even like you, Kobe Bryant fans, in the finals. Who has more 3-pointers than Stephen Curry? So that's what I'm saying. That's what we were using. But we got somebody up here that want to speak. Let's let Preach get his chance to speak. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the greatest clutch players of all time. What do you have for today's discussion, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
Appreciate you.
Salute FY. Yeah, I used to play basketball, man, semi-pro, and just wanted to come up here and just, just kind of just get down to the meat and potatoes, man. I've seen Mike play in a generation. Born in the 80s and 90s, seen Mike play, right? And you look at the players that Mike had to go up against, look at the players that LeBron had to go up against, you know what I'm saying? And you always hear about, different people save LeBron, Ray Allen against the Spurs, and he had to go up against Dirk, right? And they break down his flaws, but we never talk about what gets, Michael Jordan had to go up against the Pistons, the Lakers, the earlier, the Boston Celtics back in them day. And he went back in the lab and got stronger. You never hear about players talk about that, right? And you look about how the generations always get greater with scoring. You look at 7-foot Kevin Durant. You look at how great Stephen Curry shoots. If you put Michael Jordan in this time now, and look what he would have to go up against. LeBron had to go up against a lot because players were greater. As much is given, much is required. And I would say all time, when you look about what LeBron did against the Detroit Pistons, how his greatness evolved over the years and his skill. We never seen a player that could score the ball, could assist, and then give you 7 to 8 rebounds. Jordan, when he was great, he was always, his greatness was defending and scoring the ball. And LeBron James got better each year, with shooting threes. I mean, I think there was one stat, maybe you can bring it up, FYF, about him shooting the same, just about the same percentage as Stephen Curry. I said that. Now, that doesn't make him greater as far as when you talk about all time, but that, to me, is the complete player of all time when you break it down, because I look at the totality of his greatness. Jordan took some time off because, you could say his dad died in 95, and he came back and he went, against the team and lost in the finals. But Pippen was great. He was a great player. Jordan couldn't win those games without Pippen. You never hear nobody saying, well, Jordan couldn't have done without Pippen, because he couldn't. They always want to say LeBron. And so to me, when you put those stats up there, that's just what it is. It's LeBron James all time. He's all time. There's really nothing to argue. I didn't come on the panel to argue, but that's just all time. It's what it is. It's stats. It's proven. It's broken down. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's longevity.
Well, you could say, hold on. You could say longevity. You could say he's been playing. But that's also to his greatness. He stayed healthy.
Yes, it is.
A lot of players. Somebody said Bosh or Dwayne Wade saved LeBron James. Look, Dwayne Wade had bad knees, and Chris Bosh had a blood clot issue. And that's why LeBron James, a lot of Miami Heat fans, they didn't like it the way he left, but he knew that. He's kept his body in shape. Regardless of how you think he does it, he's always invested in his body. A lot of those guys folded. They didn't stay healthy. They had injuries that lagged on. But LeBron, he's you know what I'm saying? That's also part of his greatness. And even active players, clutch. LeBron is like, what, top 20, top 4? He's like 14 active players clutch. At 40, 40, he'll be what, 41, 40?
He'll be 49 tomorrow.
And he's still doing it, FYI. He's still doing it, man.
Well,
LeBron's great.
This is GOAT James Kingdom.
By longevity.
Yeah, this is GOAT James Kingdom. We are going live on FYF, but we are GOAT James Kingdom. We are GJK. So this
GJK.
is,
all right.
Yeah, this is GOAT James Kingdom.
Well,
Shout out to you.
I'm
Thank
subscribed,
you for,
man.
I know. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's let Brandon up, because Brandon was very patient. Go ahead, Brandon. What's your take on the most clutch players of all time conversation we're having today?
I mean, they say that you use the NBA stats the last 5 minutes. Every game is different. So 5 minutes in one game, 5 minutes is just not the same thing. But one thing y'all haven't addressed is, I don't put this in the chat many times, 5 seconds or less, LeBron is 20 for 114 on game win and the game time shots, 17.5%. That's stats, that's facts, that's bottom line. That's not great. It's just not great. So you can't say he's the most clutchest player ever. Yes, the last 5 minutes matter. All this other stuff matter. But when the game is on the line, that last shot, that matters more than all the other stuff. It's the last shot. And he shoots 17.5%.
Oh, man.
I can't.
Brandon, you want to address that?
Hey, yeah, you guys, we're on our time. So if you only want to go by like the last shots, LeBron has the most buzzer beaters of all time in the playoffs. So are you saying LeBron is the greatest clutch player in the playoffs?
No, I'm saying he has the most buzzer beat. That's what it said. But and you're talking about game sevens. Jordan going up against Detroit in game sevens, Indiana game. He going against Oladipo, Indiana Pacers, round 1, game 7. I don't really care about you hitting a game-winning shot or how you perform it. You should be running through those teams.
Okay. Which? Hey, hold on. Which team was better than when Jordan played the 2013 Spurs? And because he played a game 7 versus
Jordan wasn't playing in 2013.
Okay. Oh, I don't think you understand what I said. Which team was better than the 2013 Spurs than Jordan played in game 7?
I would probably, all time probably say none of them.
Okay. What about 2016?
None of them.
Warriors.
None of them.
So why are you talking about?
But that's not the only two teams he played. But that's not the only two teams he played. That's not the only two teams. I know that's the ones that make your case, but that's not the only two teams he plays.
You said LeBron James was playing versus bums in the first round in game
I said
7.
the first. Listen, he only have all because the East will suck. East suck. Simple as that. You have 15 All NBA players, and some of them years, a lot of them years, the East had 3 of them. The East suck. Simple as that. He walks there. That's why when he gets to the finals, he get beat down by legitimate teams.
You sound like a hater, man.
It's the truth.
So you're saying
why LeBron James face more All NBA players than Jordan?
Say again.
Why did LeBron James face more?
All right, for half of Jordan's career, they only had 2 All NBA teams, so that's part of the reason.
And half of Jordan's career, there was only 23 teams, so you can't have a third team when there's only 23.
But it's still that the 23 teams really don't matter. It's still gonna be 10 players. Regardless, 23 is still 2 All NBA teams.
But why would you have a third team if there's not 27?
I understand. Yeah, you're right. I understand that part. But I'm saying, but just using raw All NBA numbers or All Star numbers, I mean. That's silly.
You brought up All NBA. I just want to make sure you were correcting that. And then you brought up LeBron.
Well, I'm just talking about the East. I'm talking about the talent in the East.
LeBron James faced more All NBA players.
That's fine, but with the talent in the East, that's what I was talking about.
Has Jordan ever faced a team with 3 All NBA players on the same roster?
On the same roster?
Yes.
No. I would say no. I don't know for sure, but I say no.
LeBron has beaten a team like that. Now I'm going to ask
you. What team?
You don't know this?
No, you tell me what team was it at the same year. Not somebody who was All NBA the year before or 5 years. What team he played 3 All NBA teams the same year?
2016 Warriors.
I doubt that. I don't know for a fact, but I doubt that. Now they didn't have no 3 All NBA players.
Wait. I answered the question, and now you're gonna silence yourself.
All right, who? Durant, Curry, and who?
Durant wasn't there.
Durant
was not there in 2016.
I mean,
2016.
Oh, pretty obvious.
You say 16? Oh, I'm sorry. You said 16.
Do I give a fuck? No, not one. How many fucks do I give? 0. Exactly. So therefore, your comment is irrelevant.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Goofy.
Now, you asked me a question. You said, who was the guys? You guys don't like to let people speak. We gave you a chance to speak. I'm going to answer your question. It was Draymond Green, it was Klay Thompson, and it was Stephen Curry. Those are 3 All-NBA players on the roster. In fact, LeBron James didn't even have an All-NBA teammate on his team that year. So LeBron James faced way tougher competition than Jordan. I'm going to ask you this question, Brandon. You brought up 17%. What is the NBA average for 5-second shots in the end of a game? Go ahead, Brandon, you're up. Well, I'm going to ask you that question. What is the NBA average for a player who takes a shot within 5 seconds to either to tie the game or take the lead?
He don't know.
You don't want to go off mute? You don't want to take yourself off mute? You don't want to answer the question?
Let's discuss. I ain't discussing shit with no goddamn kid. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. Who give a fuck? Sit your ass down.
The exposure was coming. They like to bring up what LeBron James shoots within 5 seconds of a game, but they don't know no one else's stats when it comes to that, including Michael, because we only got Michael for the last 4 years. So we don't know what Michael Jordan shot during those spans. So y'all always come up here and lie all the time and go James Kingdom, and that's why you get exposed by the exposer, and that's why Brandon sits there and give you that look, because he already knows you're lying. Stop coming up here and lying. You don't even know this. You don't even know nothing. Just lying. Y'all just be stating a lot of shit, but don't be knowing nothing. Speak very ignorant. And then you show up on Go James Kingdom on a Sunday afternoon, and we do the Lord's work. Hopefully you don't get hit by lightning today. Let's let New World in. Shout out to you, New World. Let's let New World get his take in. Shout out to you, New World. What you got for today's topic, brother? Thank you for joining us on another Sunday afternoon.
New World, I missed you.
Hey, salute to you guys, man. Salute, Travis. Missed you guys too, man, every Sunday. But, man, y'all been killing this topic pretty much. I'm going to be a parrot, so I'm going to repeat some of what y'all been saying, you know, because JDRs and Kobe Tars, they've really ruined basketball discourse with their obsession with points per game and scoring. Clutch is not just limited to scoring the basketball. There's so many things you can do in a game to affect whether or not your team gets the ultimate outcome, which is the victory at the end of the day. And if we're talking about clutch just in terms of winning, there's nobody more clutch than Bill Russell. So let's just get that out of the way. But when it comes to the full package, as far as like everything that you can ask a player to do in a game to get your team to victory, I don't think anybody has done more or been asked to do more than LeBron James. And his career speaks for itself. Whether it's scoring, rebounding, defending, assisting the basketball, controlling the pace of the game. We've seen LeBron do this at elite levels for what we're almost in year 22. Like, he's been doing this since he came out the gate. And obviously, when you compare LeBron to players who have more successful championship runs than him, you're gonna point to the differences in the era and the competition, and just the fact that it's way harder to get shit done, in this generation where there's a lot more parity in the league. But even then, LeBron still stands out among his peers as somebody that's looked at, when the game comes down to the line. Like, we saw it again in the Olympics. Like, down the stretch for the majority of those games, they're looking to LeBron. And even if LeBron is not the one necessarily putting the ball in the basket, like a Steph Curry or a Kevin Durant, he's the one that's controlling the flow of the game. He's still setting up plays on offense. We saw him guarding Jokic down the stretch. We saw him doing pretty much everything that you could think of, getting rebounds when his team was getting outboarded by, what team was that? I think that was Germany that they were losing the boards against. I'm not sure which. I can't remember what team it was, but you see LeBron stepping up in those moments, doing everything that he needs to do, when his team is having a deficiency somewhere, and you can see him do more of that on the Olympic squad because you got other guys that, can take over the scoring load, and, he's not forced to do, everything. But we saw him do everything in 2016 or in 2018 as well. Like, both of those years, we saw LeBron do everything, everything that you can call clutch, like he did. So, it's a dumb argument to say that he's not clutch. It's a dumb argument to even put, people like Kobe ahead of him. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why people put Kobe ahead of LeBron. Like, that shit is so fucking stupid, especially if you're talking about like finals and playoff performances. And there's just no way, especially if you got Jordan as the GOAT. You somehow put Kobe in? Like, nah. But yeah, other than that, like, you guys are pretty much killing this topic. That's all I really had to add to it.
All right, I appreciate you, New World. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get Ishmael's take in here, and then we'll let King John and T Perfect respond to all of the takes, and we'll let everybody get a chance to speak. I'm done. I don't want to argue with you guys today because I got stats to argue with for you. I don't have nothing else to say but my stats. I'm a basketball fan. I can read the stats.
That's a fire shirt, Johnny.
I know it. Listen, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, when somebody brought up about 3-point shooting, somebody saying that people say Steve Kerr is a better 3-point shooter than Stephen Curry because of the field goal percentage. Again, the conversation wasn't about 3-point shooting. It was about shooter. And at the end of the day, we know why Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, and it has nothing to do with his field goal percentage. It has to do with how he shoots the ball, where he shoots it from, shooting off the dribble on top of that. Because we all know Steve Kerr and Reggie Miller was not shooting off the dribble like Stephen Curry. And the volumes of don't say that. That's all longevity. That's all that is longevity. So let's let Ishmael get his take in. Shout out to you, Ishmael. Thank you for joining us. You are a GOAT James Kingdom member. Go ahead, brother, and school these brothers about the stats and why LeBron's the most clutch player ever.
Disagree with the whole thing about the clutch thing. I mean, the numbers don't lie about that. If you're talking about what the NBA define, I don't know what there is to really debate. Unless, like, I'm trying to find like a source about the whole 17% thing. Otherwise, like, I look through the NBA. The NBA does have like ways for you to see a player's clutch stats, like the last 10 seconds and whatnot. And so I'm gonna take a look at that. But overall, I don't think that like clutch situations really matters in terms of like who you think the GOAT is, or you have to be clutch, because I just think that eliminates a lot of players and their aspect to the game. I just think that you have to basically put yourself in some type of adversity to say that to be in clutch. And I just think that's just not how the game runs naturally. It depends. While these situations, I think they're great, they're amazing, and they can add context to a player's greatness, but I don't think like you have to be clutch in order to be GOAT. So That's what I feel on that.
All right. So shout out to you. Thank you for that take right there. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what it takes to be clutch because these type of words don't really exist. Yeah. It really does not exist. Again, I told y'all and I showed y'all when it comes to the actual meaning of the word clutch, it basically talks about a gear, a component for a car. It does not represent anything in general. But when you look at the non-definition or let me look at it's the non-adjective. Let me make sure I get this right. It is considered an informal definition. Being clutch in sports is denoting or occurring in a critical situation in which the outcome or the game or competition is at stake. So a game 7 can be considered that, an elimination game can be considered that, and including the buzzer beaters. But there's shots, like I told y'all, there's shots that doesn't end as buzzer beaters that are game-winning shots, you know what I'm saying, that we don't have in that record book. So the one that he's talking about, LeBron James' last 5 seconds, it doesn't include this shot right here.
You need one stop. Do you send multiple players at LeBron? Down to 5, down to 3.
Make somebody else beat you.
3 on the way. He got it!
Make somebody else beat you. Take the ball out of his hands.
The game is over.
Yes, it is.
You cannot secure and attempt a shot inside of 0.3 of a second by rule. They didn't double LeBron James. They didn't send a second defender. And they let the greatest player in the game take the game-winning 3.
But maybe that does count. That was a shot taken within 5 seconds, right? So is that one of the shots that they claim that he hit?
Talking about right there, brother. That's definitely within the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But bro, do you want to know why he went to that specific time frame, Johnny? I put it in. I put it in the back. He went to that specific time frame because he saw Jordan hit shots in that specific time frame. That's why he went there. Because again, if we're going to talk about what clutch is, I agree with King John. It's more than just hitting a buzzer beater. It could be on defense. That's why I said there's no greater clutch performance than 2016. He gave you back-to-back 40-point games. He was great every single game. He gave you a clutch defensive moment, and guess what? He was able to put his ego aside and let the mismatch work with Kyrie going against Steph Curry.
Facts.
So he didn't let his ego drive him. 2016 is literally, hands down, the greatest clutch performance in NBA history. There's none better. And if anybody wants to argue that, it's going to sound foolish.
Well, see, I got it. This is what I got to do because I don't know where they found this at. Like Ishmael said, where's this stat coming from? Supposedly it comes from StatHead. And this is why we signed up for StatHead to find out this information. I just put in right now, right? This is in the fourth quarter overtime between 0 to 5 seconds in a quarter, shot tying or game tying to take the lead. It's field goal attempts of at least 0 field goal attempts. And the guy who has the most field goal attempts in this scenario, since this been tracked since 97, is Jamal Murray. So I don't know where they get that number from. I've been trying to find that number. I've been trying to figure out those numbers there. And guess what? Jamal Murray shoots 25%. Brandon Ingram is second. He shoots 22%. So, Tyler Hero shoots, 25%.
So you're telling me Jordan is not even number one in the stat that they've been constantly using to bash LeBron for years?
They don't have numbers for Jordan. They don't have these numbers for Jordan. They only have last-second buzzer shots, like buzzer beaters.
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, they've been using this argument against LeBron like Jordan was number one on that list for years. Like, I've been hearing this argument. This wasn't even the first time I heard this argument. I heard this argument several years ago.
Now, again, I'm trying to do this. Go ahead, Twin Man.
They have to go by the percentage. Because if you go by the person who has the most buzz, because that's what that is. It's a buzzer beater. Let's be real. If you're taking a shot with underneath 10 seconds, 5 seconds, that could be considered a buzzer beater. Who has the most? They don't want to talk about who has the most. They want to talk about the percentage. So again, we're splitting hairs for no reason. It's dumb. I don't even entertain dumbass arguments like that anymore. For what?
Let me see what LeBron numbers are if I put LeBron James numbers in here. Let's look this up here. All right, so here it is. I have the numbers here. It says here that LeBron James under these circumstances is 36 of 207. So supposedly LeBron James has took 207 regular season shots within 5 seconds to either to tie the game or to take the lead, and he made 17% of those shots, like they were saying. So I guess that's what they're talking about if you just put LeBron James there. Let me put Michael Jordan on here and see how many Michael Jordan has.
That's such an unfair stat to use because they didn't start tracking this shit until 97.
So, exactly. But even with that, in 97, Michael Jordan was 10 of 36, which is better than LeBron. He shot 27.8%. So let's go. But let's go. So let's go to Kobe Bryant, the other guy they love to mention.
No. Let's not go to Kobe. Let's talk about those two.
Huh? No, you said don't talk about Bryant. Travis is trying to stop it. Kobe Bryant, under the same circumstances, is 56 of 205, a total of 27.3%. So both of them do shoot better than LeBron James under those circumstances if we're talking about field goals taken within 5 seconds to either tie the game or take the lead for their history or for the career of Jordan.
So LeBron is garbage, is what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is what makes garbage. That's my question. What makes garbage? How are you considered garbage? So because now because then when I bring up everybody in NBA history, look, the number changed again. Now they brought up different numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know how accurate these numbers are because the way you research it, it depends on how you research it.
They're more accurate than LeBron James in that situation.
Let's go to the playoffs. LeBron James in the playoffs. Let me go look up the same numbers for the playoffs. Now I'm using StatHead, y'all, and what I put in was I put in from. This is from 2004 to 2000 and what's it called? So in the playoffs, LeBron James under the same circumstances is 15 of 42. He shoots 35.7% under these circumstances in the playoffs. All right, let's go to Michael Jordan, which we only has 2 years.
100%.
So it's 100%. Michael Jordan is 100%. Michael Jordan is 100%.
See, that's that bullshit. Like, whenever Jordan fans and Kobe fans use this argument, I'm always just like, it's so disingenuous.
Michael Jordan Jordan is 3 of 8 under such circumstances. That is 37.5%. So that's close to LeBron James, but he only took 8 shots. Let's go to Kobe Bryant. Now, mind you, I don't know how accurate this is. I'm only using StatHead to give me this information and what I put in. Kobe Bryant is 6 of 37 for 16.2% when he takes a game-winning shot with the last 5 seconds of a playoff game.
That's trash. Kobe is trash. Kobe is trash.
Kobe.
Kobe. I never heard that Kobe stat before.
This is my thing, bro.
Again, nobody can tell me what the stat that you're supposed to have.
We know what it is. We know what it is when we look at it, everything in totality. We have to go basically a slice of a slice of a slice to sit here and say, oh, he's trash in this specific instance. Do you see what I'm saying? No, I know you're being humorous, but you understand what I'm saying. There are some people who will take that 17% and be like, see, he ain't clutch. He's trash. You talk about in that very specific instance? Like, if that's
that's similar to when Skip Bayless was going around, like LeBron will drop a 45-point triple-double, and this nigga will be like, oh, LeBron missed these 2 free throws right here, even though they just won the game by 10.
Right.
All right. You know what? Let's go. All right, let me change it to field goals because I had it to field goal attempts. Let me go to field goals and see what the numbers come up then. See how different the numbers come up.
Hey, Twin Man, quick question.
Okay, so it doesn't change with field goals. Go ahead, Travis.
Twin Man, is there a specific lube that you prefer, like when you like put LeBron balls and Shaq in your hand to like? I like strawberry or lemon.
That's very homosexual, and I don't engage in such activities. I just believe in telling the truth when it comes to basketball. And if you really have to dumb it down or cut the stat down to the point to make your argument, that means that's what they are doing. I'm not doing that. I'm looking at everything in totality and sitting here saying this person's doing it the best. That's all I'm saying. if you're sitting here doing what that dude did and came up here and said, in this very specific instance, he shoots 17%. I'm sorry, you're a cock gobbler.
Yeah, it's crazy because the LeBron haters want him to be perfect in every single regard. They want him to beat teams that are better than his team, but they never hold their favorite players or their so-called GOATs to that same standard. So it's just like, okay, LeBron has a deficiency here, but how does that prevent him from being the GOAT when he's better than everybody else in all these other categories? It's stupid logic. It doesn't make sense. A lot of these dudes ride the short bus, to be honest with you.
All right, so here we go. So if we include the playoffs and the regular season for LeBron James' NBA career, when taking a shot within 5 seconds left of a quarter, whether it's the fourth quarter or overtime, to tie the game or to take the lead, LeBron James is 51 of 249, which is 20.5%. If we do those same numbers for Michael Jordan, let's look up Michael Jordan's number. Now, mind you, we don't know what considered good or not. We only know what these guys are doing. We don't know if 20% is bad, good, or not. Michael Jordan is 29.5%, but he's only 13 of 44. So Jordan only made 13 shots in the last 4 years of his career where it was under 5 seconds to either tie the game or take the lead in his career. And he's 29.
So Jordan was significantly better in the clutch than LeBron.
29.5.
That's all I had to say.
Let's go to Kobe Bryant. Now we're including their
Not even
playoffs
prime
and
Mike.
their regular season. So let's go ahead and bring those guys up.
So prime Mike would have obliterated LeBron
All right,
James.
Kobe Bryant is and under these circumstances, Kobe Bryant is 62 of 242, and he's 25.6%. So he is also better than LeBron James. So let's bring up somebody else. Who is considered another clutch player so I can ask and see?
I have a question.
Is
it saying like in the situation if they have to tie by making a 3-pointer or
No.
like
No one says that.
a 3-pointer would be considered a tie, so it'd have to be 3 points or less. You know what? Let me add 3 points. Let me make it negative 3 points. Let me do that between.
Yeah, because it's like.
Johnny, so are you exposing LeBron James on purpose right now?
No, I'm just
I found
trying to.
offensive.
We're all trying to figure out where these stats are coming from.
It's funny because they always scream longevity for LeBron's positive stats, but they never say it for his negative stats.
All right, now when I add from 0 to negative 3, meaning you're down by 3, or the game is tied at 0. So let me see what LeBron James is there because the numbers did change for all time. Let me put up LeBron James's numbers there.
Come on, LeBron, pull
So
up for
like I
you.
said, all this stuff changes. All right, it does change. Now it's 8 of 42. So he's 19% for his career, and that includes the playoff and the regular season. So by doing that, Ishmael, it changes everything.
Get off my team, LeBron.
By me adding the difference between is basically 0 and negative 3, instead of putting down including shot the tie or take the lead, it reduces LeBron James shots by 200 shots. Let's go to Michael. Let's see how many shots he reduced. So I don't know. Again, these are just random searches that people be doing on StatHead. If we go to Michael Jordan under the same circumstances, he's 1 of 6, 16.7%.
Oh, trash.
If we go to Kobe Bryant, under the same circumstances, the numbers change. Like I said again, that's why I was confused when I was doing StatMuse. Kobe Bryant is 8 of 14 under the same circumstances. When you're down by 3 points or tied the game, he is 8 of 43, including the playoffs and regular season. That is 18.6%.
So basically, you can play around with these numbers to make everybody look bad.
So get the ball out of LeBron's hands is what you're saying.
What we're saying is that there's nobody who can actually use stats to claim anything is better but GOAT James Kingdom. These are all fake stats. If we go by what the NBA tells us, which they do it for us and they let us know clutch time is the last 5 minutes of a game, within 5 minutes. So if it's 5 minutes, or if let's just say the score is 4:30 left to go and somebody's up 15, that's not considered clutch time. But if within that 5 minutes somebody brings the game to 5 points, they start clutch time at that moment. And when we do that, nobody's more clutch than LeBron James. Let me go ahead and get this super chat in. Shout out to you, Darnell. He said in 2016, it was actually the free throw LeBron James hit that won it for the Warriors against the Warriors. Won it. The Warriors were still in chance to send the game into overtime after Kyrie's 3. That is actual facts. No lies given there. shout out to you, and we appreciate you for supporting us here in GOAT James Kingdom. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Sunday afternoon. We're doing the Lord's work. It's the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We talking the game of basketball. So again, we're trying to use numbers so that we can have something to stand on. But I don't know those numbers. I don't know where they got those numbers from. I don't know. It changed with every little type that I put in my computer. So I don't know which ones are actual numbers. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. So
where they got it.
That's what we do best here. That's what we do best here. So I mean, again, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I don't know, man. Brandon, you have some more information on how LeBron is clutching. Can you give him some more information on LeBron's clutching?
Some more stats.
You know, I was playing with like Stat Hub earlier, and I was using like between 5 seconds and 0. I mean, sometimes it said the score they won by 6 and things just like that. So it's kind of hard to like dial it in.
Okay.
So I was doing it in the morning as well. I was trying to dial it in. I haven't figured out how to fully dial it in, and I know they didn't include certain things that I know LeBron did. It wasn't in there because I basically searched by year, so everything wasn't fully accurate in Stathood. So I'm gonna have to still play with it a little bit.
Yeah, I increased it to 10 seconds, right? I increased it to 10 seconds under the same circumstances, right? LeBron James is 11 of 51 at 21.6%. When I did Kobe Bryant, he was at 17%. So that let's go to Jordan, because we know Jordan is what they have. We all know Michael Jordan is all they got. They don't have nothing else. Michael Jordan. So let's go to even though these numbers are nothing but the last 4 years of his career. We don't know what Michael Jordan was doing his first. Michael Jordan, under these same circumstances, under 10 seconds to go of a game, is 1 of 8, 12%.
And you know what, FYF, if somebody on the panel, I don't know, I don't have a computer in front of me right now, but maybe they can break down when Jordan, like, you know, we know he won 92, 91, 92, 93, took time off 96, 97, 98, right? But before that, what were his stats before that? What was his stats as far
Jordan
as clutch?
Those stats don't exist. That's what I'm saying.
That's
they
what
don't
I'm
exist
saying.
from 97.
Yeah, they don't exist.
So
but
Prime Mike, 88 to 93, believe me, would have obliterated anything we're talking about today. Without question.
He would probably not, because he was losing most of his career, so it was probably a whole bunch of misses. But those are not included. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they'll do that to LeBron James. But they'll go and do that to LeBron James.
Yeah, they use LeBron's whole career, but we use parts of Jordan's career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they like to compare those 6 years that Jordan had to LeBron's 20, which is like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga played more than 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, preach. I'm A. Johnny, the Exposer. That is B. Lee. He is the sports analyst. We are GJK. We are GOAT James Kingdom. So, again, shout out to LeBron, FYF, and everybody that's a part of that platform, including us. But we are GOAT James Kingdom. So just everybody to know, follow all of our platforms. Follow the FYF and the GOAT James Kingdom platforms on all social media.
Okay, so
we on YouTube.
They got 2 platforms. Okay.
Yeah, we are a collaboration with them. We are our own platform. We are multi-streaming on FYF. So shout out to Lamont, who's looking for content creators, and he knows GOAT James Kingdom's show on a Sunday afternoon is one of the best places you can be. Trust me, we're better than football. We 365.
I know.
We show up every Sunday.
I'm watching you guys.
Yeah, we show up every Sunday. We like Jesus Christ. We show up every Sunday. Shout out to y'all, man. So
Preach, you know I'm your favorite. Say it.
Gotcha.
So we got Ace 30 in the building. Shout out to Ace 30. Ace 30 is also a part of the FYF platform. Shout out to you, brother. What you got for us on today's topic, brother?
Salute everybody. Y'all kind of said everything in regards to what's inclusive of clutch. I just want to add this thing in. Clutch is just simply what you do in pivotal moments, not just for elimination games or in the fourth quarter. These were just pivotal moments. You hear a lot of testimonies for coaches and players. They always tell you every possession matters in the playoffs. So sometimes is the most clutch moment, or a clutch moment isn't just conducive to what happened in the fourth quarter. It could be a key run in the third quarter. It could be a key stop, or the way you defend someone in the second quarter. It could be something as simple as drawing an extra foul on a certain defender or a certain player, where now their minutes are in disarray and they're not in the same rhythm for they're not in proper rhythm for later on that game. So to me, it like in terms of defining what is clutch, that's the closest thing you're gonna get to it. It's just more it's just a lot of variables, and there's no one stat that fits all, one scenario that fits all, because we all know in basketball there's multiple ways to influence the game. So on one hand, you got some people use the standard of just basic team records. Like for a guy like Bill Russell, he's 10-0 in winner take all games, whether it be game fives or game seven. Is just winner take all, winning meaning the loser or winner of this game goes home. Bill Russell's 10-0 for his career. Then you have some people in regards to who was the most productive in elimination games, final series, or so on and so on and so on. So it's just I think even with the tracking numbers that's coming out in the last 5 years that people are grandfathering in, it's still going to take some time to actually have a concrete or consistent definition of what is clutch. It is just primarily due to basketball, because not every clutch, not every like clutch moment is equal, but it can still be defined as clutch. Like for example, I can say this guy hitting the game time three is clutch, but a guy like Tayshaun Prince getting a key defensive block on Reggie Miller for a layup, I could say that's more valuable or more clutch. So it's just all encompassing. But no matter what, the key component is pivotal moments. I just want people to recognize that aspect of it. And pivotal moments isn't just conducive to the last parts of the game.
Can I respond to
Everything
that real
else,
quick?
y'all was pretty much cooking.
Appreciate that. Thank
Hey,
you so
Sturdy,
much,
that's what
Shirley.
I said
Appreciate
in
you.
the beginning.
It's a twin man. Like there's no hands down who's the greatest. Like in terms of like there's no hands down the greatest playoff like finals performance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just hard to like just marginalize that down. And we kind of talked about this a little bit when when GJK had the stream. No, I'm saying like we kind of talked about this a little bit when GJK had that stream of the top five or top 10. It was just ranking
Damn all that.
the
I need
greatest
a better
finals
performance than that.
performers.
30.
Yeah, like Twin man, if you were to listen as you
91
try to
Jordan.
talk, I literally just
Hell
said
no.
it's similar.
Sound like
It's
arguing with
similar.
you.
Like I just said, it's similar to what you're referring to is similar to an all around finals performance. And if we're going to be 100% honest, what LeBron did those last 3 games isn't what he did the first 4 games.
Hold on, Sturdy. So I have a follow-up question to what you said just now. All things considered, and like especially when you're talking about finals performances, all things being whatever the clutch was, does my segment clear and like make your entire week better, or like what can I do to improve it?
I don't know about that, but I do. With all like jokes aside, I do agree with your premise, because that's one of my original statements on this platform. Is just like totals are a piece of the pie, but they're not the biggest piece of the pie. Like Ishmael noticed more than anything. Even Johnny discovered this when Robert Parish has more points than Dwayne Wade, and I asked them who's the greater scorer. Stubbornly, they said Robert Parish.
Well,
When
it's because a
everyone
little
knows
kid.
Everyone knows
He's
he's
so
not
many.
a greater scorer than Dwayne Wade, despite having more
No,
points.
Adrian Dantley's a better scorer than both of them.
Well,
Matter
you
of fact,
could
Travis.
track that. You could track
Matter
that
of
a little
fact,
bit
matter
better.
of fact,
Hold on.
Travis. I'll put it more home. When I say John Stockton is not a top 5 point guard, I'm clearly in knowing so in regards to him
Listen.
having the most all time assists and steals. We all
Listen.
know
Dwayne Wade.
we
No,
all know for
Sturdy.
greatness is more than just one thing, Johnny. We all know this.
No, listen, I don't care what you tell me. Dwayne Wade played 17 NBA seasons. If you do not have more points than Robert Parish, you are not a great scorer. I'm letting you know that right now. I don't care what Dwayne Wade did.
Hold
I
on. My
don't
stance.
care.
My
I
stance is
don't
different
care.
from a Johnny's, but
Robert Parish
I
has more
think you
points
can.
than you.
No, hold on.
Robert
I think you
Parish.
could track it. You could track it by not just looking at total points, but you can look at total field goals made, total 3-pointers made, total free throws made, and then you can come to the conclusion: all right, this guy might have more points because he was just at the free throw line more, or so on and so forth. So you can kind of track it a little bit by saying, these guys are at a similar point range, but we can kind of look at these totals to see who was a better scorer, who was more efficient scorer, who was more of a what's the word? Versatile
Better.
scorer. You know, we can technically break it down a little bit more than just looking at solely total points, but you know, I get what Johnny's saying too.
Johnny,
What Johnny is leaving out, right? Hold on, real quick, Travis. Because what Johnny is leaving out on New World, right, is the fact that Robert Parish did play the most NBA games in history. So
Yeah.
saying Dwayne Wade played 17 seasons, that has nothing to do with the fact that Robert Parish still played the most games ever. So it's like we all
we
know.
can't knock Robert Parish for playing more games though.
No,
I
it's
think
not
that
about knocking. It's not about knocking. It's what I said always.
okay.
Just like the
Okay.
GOAT debate or any other sports debate, is never one thing that determines the better person or the greater person.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree
We
with
can
that
knock him
completely.
when he averaged like 4-3-3 for his last like 3 seasons, and like he just padding stats, and like you use that to say that he's a better scorer than someone in their prime was averaging like 25 points a game. So Adrian Dantley destroys Robert Parish in everything: points per game, efficiency as a guard compared to a center.
The point,
and
but the point to dismiss Robert Parish scoring when in his first 15 seasons he already had 20,000 points is disingenuous. Because his last 5 years, the last 5 years of his career that he was playing, he was only giving you a little bit. He only scored 3,000 the last 5 years of his career. But his
Robert
first
Parish
part of his
never
career
averaged 20 points
is
a
still
game.
20,000 points for his first 15 NBA seasons. So
So,
y'all like to dismiss it. It's just true. I just looked it up. Again, I don't make shit up. I go look shit up.
It's because he played a lot of games.
Between 1977 and 1992, he had over 20,000 points. He had 20,600 points for his NBA career. He ended over with 23,000, which Dwayne Wade is like a couple of hundred short than him. Because at the end of the day, Dwayne Wade didn't score enough to even be put in categories to be called a great scorer. If you don't got more points than Robert Parish, you ain't a great scorer. You're just somebody that we like. Let's just leave it alone. Let's leave it alone.
No,
I'm upset that we got to
that's
talk
just
about Dwayne Wade in this manner.
has more. Simple as that.
That's the worst thing I've ever fucking heard.
No, he has more. It's just no one's dismissing the fact he has more, B-Lee. It's just what follows that. You can't just say because he has more career points, he's the greatest scorer. It's way more than that.
Why not?
Because I just Ishmael, we already go back. I literally already said it. Nothing in sports is determined by one thing. Nothing in sports is determined by one thing.
Agreed.
Nothing.
Okay, good.
You take my hand.
That's the only argument is because nothing in sports is determined by one.
Because hold on, Ishmael, because Ishmael, when I say other facts, you dismiss it because it's quote unquote sophisticated. When I say a fact, Dwayne Wade did receive. I'm literally saying it. When I say a
Ishmael,
fact,
don't you have like
when
a
I
bunch
say
of comic
fact-
books to get to?
So Ishmael, real quick.
Hold up. It's a fact that 2016 is the greatest clutch final performance ever.
No,
that's your opinion, bro. Like you literally saying an opinion.
It's not
That is not an opinion. I need a
Yeah,
better
you just said
series
an
than that
opinion.
in the
Well, that's
finals.
how-
I need a better
All right,
series than
20
that in the finals.
After 20 minutes, I will answer. 20 minutes. I will answer your question, which I did in that stream when they did the greatest finals performances. I'll answer the question again as I finish the quote.
I answered that last week.
As I do that, 20 man, please look up the definition of the word opinion, and you'll realize what you said was an opinion. But in regards to Ishmael, when I bring up the fact that Dwayne Wade received more defensive attention than Robert. Mhm. So when I say a fact that Dwayne Wade received defensive attention, B-Lee, that's on film. You can see that. Every single fucking game that you see of Robert Parish, he's not seeing nowhere near the same defensive attention as Dwayne Wade.
You never see all
I just said film.
Wait, so you saying are you saying there was no centers guarding Robert Parish? What attention?
Did I say that?
I haven't put a center on.
Did I say that?
Okay, so
what did I say, John? What did I say?
Wait. Are you saying he wasn't the focal point of his offense every time of his career? So that doesn't make you a better offensive player because somebody was better than him offensively? What does that have to do with Dwayne Wade?
No, what did I say? What did I say?
Can Dwayne Wade pass Robert Parish at 23,000 points? No. So you can't be greater than Robert Parish. The man got 23,000 points. Dwayne Wade's close.
We know that. We know that already.
Close. That's very close. That's not enough. He's not more efficient than the Robert
I
Parish.
say just because you get more defensive attention, that doesn't make you a better scorer, though.
What you mean? Wait. You really think there wasn't? You think that somebody said, "Oh, you know what? We're not going to worry about Robert Parish today. We're just going to let Robert Parish sit by the dunker spot, in which we all know Robert Parish shot 54% for his career. You're just going to let Robert Parish score whenever he wants because you're not going to give him no attention?"
Did I say that?
What attention are you giving Larry Bird? Whoever's sticking Larry Bird has to stop Larry Bird. There's no attention in that. The only person who's paying attention to Larry Bird is the small forward or the power forward who's guarding Larry Bird. That's it. Dwyane Wade got more attention. Wait. Dwyane Wade got more attention than all those guys in the 80s and 1900s because they played one-on-one basketball. Dwyane Wade didn't have to deal with that. Dwyane Wade had to deal with team defenses. Larry Bird never dealt with team defenses. It was one-on-one. The only person who was worried about Larry Bird was whoever was sticking Larry Bird. That's it. Nobody else. You know who was worrying about Robert Parish? The guy who was sticking Robert Parish. That's a dumb argument, Sturdy.
But here's the thing I don't get. But once again, hey Johnny, everything you just responded to was nothing I said. You literally said, I don't know, like I didn't ask you what did I say. You respond to everything I did not say. I never said Robert Parish received. I never said Robert Parish received no defensive attention. Please bring me the clip of me saying that. I will send this fucking YouTube money.
But my question to you, how can you determine the difference? You cannot determine the difference.
Once again, hey Johnny, because I'm about to explain it, hey Johnny, because as a basketball fan, I don't give a fuck about these players. I have no emotional connection to any fucking player. So I watch the game. Hey Johnny,
I don't have an emotional attachment to Robert Parish. I need you to answer how you know Robert Parish is not getting the same attention Dwyane Wade gets. Please.
Because when you watch the games that are available, you can clearly see Dwyane Wade is getting more double to Robert Parish. The defenses are paying more attention to Dwyane Wade in comparison to Robert Parish. You can clearly see that on film. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. We can pull up any game.
Wait. Is that because Dwyane Wade? Is that because Dwyane Wade just has the ball more? So you're saying because Dwyane Wade has the ball more?
No, I'm saying that because that's one of the reasons why he's the better scorer. It's common sense. Defense wants to show high attention.
It's common sense. It's common sense to know what you're talking about. Do you know the amount of times? Wait. Do you know the amount of times or percentages Dwyane Wade has been double teamed?
The doubling percentage was not available for that time, hey Johnny.
Again, Dwyane Wade's been playing when they've been tracking stats. Do you know how much Dwyane Wade
once again, hey Johnny, once again, hold on. Did you say doubling percentage? Once again, I'm going to repeat your question to answer.
Don't repeat my question. I'm going to repeat my question. Do you know
I'm trying to repeat my answer.
No. Do you know the amount of times Dwyane Wade drew enough attention to be double teamed in possessing the basketball?
More than Robert Parish. The film says that.
Johnny, let me ask you a question.
No, hold on. Talk about. Hold on. Please, Travis. Please, Travis. Why? Hold on. No, once again, I don't know why. Because A. Johnny and B. Lee constantly roast GJ, quote unquote, Jordan sexuals for not watching film and not developing an opinion. Can I finish? Not developing an opinion based upon watching film. But when I come up here, a person who don't give a fuck about these players, there's no fan association to any of these fucking players that gives you opinion developed based upon what the film states. Now, because it's a disagreement, it's bullshit.
Y'all need to just get this on a Friday night. You and the Johnny.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you're like.
Can I ask you one question?
You're stating opinions too, so.
Sturdy does not know how many times Robert Parish caught the ball in the post and he was double teamed. He doesn't know this information. For him to say that he doesn't enough to say that you know he doesn't draw enough attention as Dwyane Wade does. You don't know this. Guess what I do know. But guess what I do know? I do know Robert Parish has 23,000 points and it's more than Dwyane Wade's. I don't have to say nothing else. I don't have to say I'm a fan. I don't have to act like I'm not. I'm just giving you a straight up, tangible, factual evidence. 23,000 points that Robert Parish scored was more than the 23,000 points Dwyane Wade scored. You don't like that because you saw.
It's not about like. There's no like and dislike. There is no like and dislike.
30. Hold on.
Hold on, Travis. Because why is this? Hold on. And why? No, please answer this honestly. Why is a fact to y'all? Why is a fact to y'all only associated with an integer?
It's not a fact, Sturdy.
Because the argument. Oh wait, no. He asked me the question. The argument is scorer. How you score? Points.
Okay,
points.
Johnny. Answer the question.
Fucking putting the ball in the hoop. Who does that the most? Who gets the most points? That's the fucking conversation. We're not talking about who is the guy that I think draws the most attention and he can score still. No, who put up the most fucking points? I don't care how you fucking scored.
That's not the conversation.
Matter of fact, I respect the score that scores without fucking contested shots. If you always getting contested, there's a fucking problem. You need to get open more. If you always taking shots with two people on you, you need to fucking pass the ball more. That's the fucking facts. That's real. That's what my eyes see. If you're taking double team shots, then you need to fucking pass the ball. Because there's somebody open. And that person is going to take a better shot than your little double team shot that now you want to take those 2 points.
I didn't say nothing about double team shots. I didn't say nothing about double team shots.
Sturdy, okay, we're gonna move off this. Sturdy, your argument is that if we study the film, we will see Dwyane Wade draw more defensive attention by getting more double teams, and it is more difficult for him to score. Am I correct by that?
That's true.
That's part of my argument, Johnny. My premise is, with regards to, is not the argument has never been who scored the most points. The argument has been who is the greatest scorer.
My argument's the most points.
Okay,
you don't like that argument.
That's your statement. That's not an argument.
That's my argument because you can't argue against
statement.
it. That's why some people don't like me because they say, "Oh well, A Johnny just picks argument you can't argue against." That's why he just says it's It's simple.
Hold on.
What you're trying to use means nothing. What you're trying to use to determine a better score means nothing.
So other facts means nothing.
No, they're not facts. You don't know what they're not facts.
Other facts means nothing.
Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead. Go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
Johnny, let me get your take since you have all this basketball knowledge. Okay, who is the better scorer, Kevin Garnett, Hakeem Olajuwon, or Elvin Hayes? And in order, tell me right now. Right now.
He has to look it up, Travis.
No, I don't. I don't have to look it up. I don't have to look it up because Kevin Durant has over 28,000 points, which makes him better than Elvin Hayes.
No, I said
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Garnett.
You said Kevin Garnett. If I'm correct,
Elvin Hayes.
Oh wait, no. Elvin Hayes is number one because Elvin Hayes has 27,000 or 28,000 or 28,000.
I just told you gonna look it up.
If I'm correct, Hakeem Olajuwon has 23 or 24,000 points, something to that effect. If I'm correct, but again, if we're going off of scorer, I'm going to use the total. So whoever has the most points between Kevin Garnett or Hakeem Olajuwon will be the greatest scorer. And if I'm correct, Kevin Garnett only averaged like 22,000 points.
I think Hakeem got like 26, right? And Kevin Garnett got like 23, something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Hey, at least
I think Hakeem's around 20. I'm always gonna be consistent because I'm the exposer. This is what I do. I don't show up on I don't show up on a Sunday afternoon or a Friday night to tell you my opinion, how I feel. I'm a fan. No, I come here and bring you facts. That's my job. I'm the exposer. I bring facts. Robert Parish has more points than Dwyane Wade. Defense is predicated on what you do production-wise. I don't care what y'all tell me. Anything that I want to discuss will be available for me to discuss it within the stats. That's it. Those are all facts. It's all available in the stats.
We know it's not true. We know it's not true.
Anyone else? Why wouldn't you have
we all know things that happen in sports that just don't happen in sports.
Dwyane Wade had bad knees. So.
The stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Bad knees. You know who had bad knees? Dr. J had bad knees. Will Chamberlain had bad knees. There's a lot of NBA players with bad knees. I don't give a damn about your bad knees. Dwyane Wade played over 1,000 games in his career. He has enough to outscore Robert Parish if you think he's a greater scorer than Robert Parish.
No.
The only way you can argue against a Johnny with the total points is, like I said, if you're using other metrics like total field goals made, total 3 points made, using other metrics like that.
He doesn't want to use all that.
No, they want to use points. Let's use points per game. Dwyane Wade's better. Field goal percentage. Who shoots better?
His regular season record is better. His percentage.
Again.
Or you can split the regular season and playoffs.
Okay.
Field goal and his true shooting percentage.
Like those are the only nuances that you can use to argue against the Johnny's point. If you're not using those, stats, then it doesn't matter.
Earlier, I
defense, none of the other shit matters.
It's just a fact, bro. Like in sports, everything is not a fact numerically. Don't mean it's not a fact.
Hey Johnny, did I not compare earlier Adrian Dantley to Robert Parish, who is directly one above him? And you said he's better than Adrian Dantley, right? Even though Adrian Dantley clears him in every shooting metric,
and Robert Parish played like
Where's
700
Adrian
more
Dantley
games,
where's
how
Adrian
is
Dantley
Robert
at the
Parish a
score?
better scorer than Adrian Dantley? Tell me.
Because
He has
he
more
has more
totals.
points. He has more
Just
points.
total
than
points.
He
Who has
scored
points?
more.
Robert Parish. So
See, he don't care, bro.
all-time
Travis,
greatest scorer.
he's not
He's
going to care
all-time
about
greatest
points per
scorer.
game. Not going to care about efficiency. Not going to care about none
I
of
do
the
care
shit.
about points per game. You know why I care about points per game? Because guess how you got the points per game? By
His field,
somebody's
he shot
totals.
54% from the field
He
goal.
averaged 3 points a game his final 3 seasons. Miss me with your clown take.
Exactly. That's why the longevity don't matter. That's why you bringing up 1,600 games don't matter. Because if we go by what Robert Parish did for his career, he was averaging 16 points per game as a star player,
per game,
as the
yeah.
third
That's not
option,
25.
shooting 50-something% from the field. He was a solid guy. You went to
No, he
him.
wasn't.
He went to him in
Dwyane
the
Wade
post.
was averaging. Look how much
He's
Dwyane Wade was
saying
averaging.
he's saying his 16 points for that nearly decade is the same amount of about the same amount of production as Adrian Dantley's 25 points for nearly a decade.
Right, because he averaged that even when he.
So you're saying Adrian Dantley matched him for the better part of like 16 years, right?
Adrian Dantley played 955 NBA games and scored 23,117 points.
171, yeah.
He is a couple of hundred points or just 200 points short of Robert Parish. Boo-hoo to Adrian Dantley. I don't care. He can score more than Robert Parish.
You don't care that Adrian Dantley was better than every measurable sense.
Listen,
He just said it, bro.
Wait.
Only totals matter.
There are less than 25 players in NBA. I'm sorry. Listen, there's less than 30 players in NBA history that have scored 25,000 points or more. Those are great scores. Everybody after that is not a great scorer. To put them in any kind of scoring category doesn't matter. Unless you have 25,000 points for your NBA. It's not opinionated. That's what matters the most.
That is opinionated. You literally just said the qualifier with 25,000 points.
Yes,
That's not a qualifier for a great score. 25,000 points not a qualifier for a great score.
Yes, that does.
Just because if a player scores 20,000 points in their career, don't mean they're not a great scorer, Johnny.
Okay, who's the greatest scorer?
He played 74 games in second last season and scored 3 points a game.
Who is the greatest scorer?
How is that relevant?
Who's the greatest scorer, Gilbert Arenas or Ray Allen?
Gilbert Arenas. Probably.
No, Gilbert Arenas he's not a great scorer because he only has 20,000 points. Bro.
Don't use my metrics. I'm asking you from your metrics, 30. Who's the greatest scorer? Gilbert Arenas.
No, my metrics don't matter, bro. Because why?
I want to know. No, I want to know.
It don't matter.
I want to see if they matter to you. I want to see if it matters to you. Tell me who's the greatest scorer, Gilbert Arenas or Ray Allen?
Right, because of totals, Ray Allen is the greatest scorer. Because of totals, that's it.
And if we went by what you went off of, drawing more attention, defensively,
I dare anyone to come up and make this trash
else.
argument. I dare you.
I know. Don't tell. I mean, again, I know Ray Allen's the better scorer because I can use totals. I stand consistently. I'm good at this. This is what I do best.
That's the only fact that matters. It's the Ray Allen totals. He's the greatest scorer. That's the only thing that matters.
Because let me guess what? Because let me tell you what. Ray Allen's little 18, 19 points per game isn't better than Gilbert Arenas' 20-something points per game. Because Gilbert Arenas obviously averaged more points than him. He has a better peak than him, all that kind of crazy stuff. What are we going to say? That Gilbert Arenas is not better than him? You're going to use totals? What are you going to use?
I'm just using. It's more simple like that. I don't want things to be sophisticated, Johnny.
On Ray Allen and Gilbert Arenas to say which one's better on. You only did that between Dwyane Wade and Robert Parish.
I did it with a litany of players, Johnny. But for this conversation, I'm just going to go with totals because I don't want to make things too sophisticated. Because in sports, it's just that simplistic. It's just that simplistic.
It has to be sophisticated.
It's just that simplistic.
It has to be sophisticated when you're a basketball fan. Because, see, for some reason, basketball fans do believe that their entitlement to having their take is very important for us to talk the game of basketball.
Oh, Johnny, quick question.
We have a GOAT debate all the time. Go ahead and shoot any question you got. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. Go ahead.
Okay, so, Johnny, if you and I were in the same league, right, and we each played the same amount of games, and you cleared me in field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw percentage.
Mm-hmm.
You had a higher points per game average than me through, let's say, 1,000 games. I then retire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm sorry, you retire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since you beat me in all these things, you destroy me. I play for 8 more seasons, and I hit 1 3 a game coming off the bench. So I average 3 points a game for 80 games a season. Does that mean I'm the better and more effective scorer than you?
Did you end up with more points after those 8 years?
Yes, I ended up with more points, obviously.
Oh, that makes you the greatest scorer, my friend. I told you I was 10 toes down. Y'all forget this.
He's not going, bro. He's not. There's no point in changing somebody's mind like this, bro.
No. Listen, hold on, wait. No, it's not changing nobody's mind. Listen, let me give y'all an example. Let me pull up Robert Parish's numbers right here.
Holy shit! You do that.
Wait,
yeah.
Robert Parish played 1,600 games. Can y'all tell me what NBA player can play 1,600 games and still average 14 points per game?
He was in a wheelchair his final 3 seasons, dude.
Kareem. Let me go off these totals real quick.
Go ahead.
It's Kareem, LeBron.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see these other guys. Let me see these other guys. Okay, we're talking about totals.
Games. No, I didn't say totals. I said play 1,600 games and average 14 and a half points. That is what Robert Parish
only guy. I apologize. The only guy that's on pace to get 1,600 games is LeBron. Because Kareem was 40 games short.
Okay, so you're telling me that Robert Parish's 1,600 games, 14 and a half points per game can only be equated to the greatest scorer of all time, LeBron James.
Because you restricted to 1,600 games, Johnny.
That's what he did.
No, you restricted to 1,600 games. That was the qualifier.
Because you
restricted to the games, bro. You didn't say at least 1,000-point games. You didn't say at least 1,000-point games. You didn't say at least 500 games. You said specifically 1,600 games.
That's what
Robert He's the only guy to ever do it.
Okay,
that's like me saying who's the greatest scorer, but you can only use guys who have at least five Finals MVPs.
And that's why he's a greater scorer than Dwyane Wade, because Dwyane Wade can't play 1,600 games and average 14 points per game for those 1,600 games.
Nobody. Once again, Johnny, stop saying other people when only one person did it. That was the
Obama mic drop right there for you. Dwyane Wade cannot play 1,600 games and give us 14 points per game.
He used to give gay people rights.
You know how Dwyane Wade would play 1,600 games at the end of the bench.
Hold on,
like Robert Parish. What do you think Robert Parish was doing his last 3 seasons? What the hell?
Matters.
Exactly. That's my point. So that's my point. If Robert Parish was averaging 16 points after 15 seasons, and then he was still only averaging 14 points after after 5 seasons played to that, it shows you how great he was.
No, it doesn't.
Man was a
hold on. Say that again, Johnny. Because talk about. Say that again. You try to be slick. Say that again, bro. Say what you just said again.
Robert Parish for his first 15 NBA seasons averaged 16.7. He played another 5 years. It only dropped to 14.5. In those other 5 years, he accumulated. Let me make sure I get this right. 351 games.
Johnny, Johnny, that's not true. His last 5 seasons, you put it together, he's averaged about 7.7 points.
He went from 11 points to 4.
He went from averaging 16, and in those last 5 years, those 7 points made it go to 14. So it doesn't matter what you started. It doesn't matter how many games
he was. In 2 of those 3 seasons, he only started 4 games. He was literally on the bench. What are you talking about? This whole availability thing. He was literally sitting there on the bench.
What's the argument?
11 points to 3.
Hey, can we move on?
Look, he still scored the points regardless of whether he was on the bench or whether he was starting. Like, he got the points.
No one dismissing that.
No, I'm just saying, like, we got to move this conversation on. Like, we got to have this.
All right, y'all, let's just move the fuck on.
Y'all need to do this on like a Friday or something and debate like Robert Parish versus Dwyane Wade or something.
No more. Let's just move the fuck on. I'm tired of talking about it. Shit. Robert Parish got more points than Dwyane Wade. Simple as that. Move on.
23,000,
man. No more argument. You believe he's better? Okay, that's fine. Most people do, but Robert Parish got more points. All right.
That's the end all be all, guys. It is
that's
what
not
it
the
is.
end all be all, bro. Like when you say that, shit. That's not the end all be all. It's not.
That's the thing. A casual fan.
Can we move on, man?
What is that? Like that? No, any 5-year-old can go on the website and look up the bigger number and be like, this guy's better. Any 5-year-old can do that.
Like the big book of pop-ups for casual.
Real quick, B-Lee, put T Perfect on the big screen, bro. He read his shit, bro.
I read his shit.
He read as fuck. He mad as fuck, bro.
Hey, T Perfect.
That takes that to me directly.
Hey, T Perfect. Robert Parish has his field goal is higher and his win percentage is higher.
Not that he didn't get like.
It don't even matter.
Did you not hear my Adrian Dantley take like at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your Adrian Dantley take. That's what I'm saying.
Adrian Dantley outshoots him.
So quick question, people. What's the argument? What y'all trying to say? Robert Parish is better than Dwyane Wade?
No, the argument is this simple. The argument is this simple. It's just a disagreement between this. Mingle asked a question. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. The argument was this simple. Travis asked me what I thought his segment. I say it was spot on because anything in sports is not determined by totals alone.
Let me answer a question. Hold on. Let me say this.
That's the argument.
The real argument is that Johnny and I also believe B-Lee and some others think that the greatest score is predicated based on your career totals. Sturdy and other people like Travis think that other variables need to take into account. That's pretty much it. Travis thinks that other measurements like efficiency, and Sturdy says other efficiency
Travis think metrics metrics that's not consistent with his argument makes Kevin Durant.
Where have I been inconsistent?
That's their argument.
He's not consistent with his argument.
Never have I not been consistent.
The argument, my argument is that I believe the greatest score is by totals, your career totals. They think other variables,
bullshit, spell
all that stuff.
Okay, Travis. Explain why Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time.
Because he's the only scorer that checks every box. Because he was exceptional from mid-range. He's exceptional from three-point range. He's exceptional from free throw percentage. For a free throw percentage standpoint, he's great at the rim. He has extended longevity compared to anyone else except for LeBron James. He's played like 17 years. Nobody else will you find who checks every single box with volume considered as well than Kevin Durant. Larry Bird was the only one who was going to cross that threshold if he had taken like 5 or 6 more threes per game. Kevin Durant does that. Nobody else does that. That's why he's the most effective scorer of all time. Curry, you can bring him up, but he's not as good as Kevin Durant from mid-range or from creating his own shot or anything like that. Like that's why Kevin Durant is better.
All right.
First of all, that's a lie.
Okay. Now, Travis, what is your top 5 players of all time? Then you're gonna see how your argument is not consistent.
I know what you're gonna say. It's not. My top 5 players of all time is Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Hakeem, and Duncan.
I see your top 5 greatest scorers of all time.
Greatest scorers of all time?
Yeah.
I'd say it's Durant, LeBron, Mike. What else did I have? Kareem, Wilt.
Okay, so that argument you have for Kevin Durant, how are those players above Steph Curry?
Because Steph Curry is
those other four.
Those are the 4? Because
those other 4.
Because they either average more for a greater extended period of time, or they're better from at mid-range or really close to the basket. Steph Curry is a top 10 greatest scorer of all time, but again, you can't say that he's
okay. So the same metric you use to say Kevin Durant is better than Jordan, you would not use that same metric to use Steph Curry over Wilt. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would.
You have to not over Wilt. So if you're being consistent,
Wilt averages more.
Should not be up there.
Wilt averages more points per game. He's more efficient than Curry by like a pretty wide margin overall.
But not free throw.
Right?
He's definitely
and free throw. You name 3 and 5 free throw.
Kevin Durant is like the 4th highest.
We're not talking about Kevin Durant. We talking about Wilt.
And
no, because one of the many things Travis just said is points per game, production, efficiency. That's one of his criteria.
I don't care if you're efficiency if you're averaging like 20 points per game. So Curry averages like 24 points per game.
27 in the playoffs.
Just because he's efficient from 3 doesn't mean he's a better scorer than these guys.
What about that playoff?
But what about 3 and free throw?
There's a cutoff for points per game now. So now
you asked me about Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant is the only one of these players that checks those boxes.
Yeah. And Steph
Who
Curry
can disagree with that? Can anyone disagree with that?
Steph Curry should be right under that. That's what I'm saying. Steph Curry should be right under that.
He doesn't
No,
check the.
because
He don't check. He don't
he's
check
not
the
the
box
best.
in comparison to
He's not the
longevity.
best for mid-range, and he doesn't have the highest points per game.
Okay, which box do Steph Curry not check? He doesn't have higher points per game. What else?
Okay, so you asked me who's my top 5, not
Steals.
top 10.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's in my top 10.
Steals.
You said top. You did say top 5, B. Like,
So
Rebound.
if we're talking about what Steph Curry's not as good as those other guys, it's really just finishing at the rim and probably mid range for maybe Jordan and Kevin Durant.
And points per game.
Pretty well.
He's not even better.
And
He's
points
not
per
better than
game,
Allen
yeah.
Iverson. The only thing
I got
he's
a
not even better
question
than Allen
on that.
and
Iverson.
also his longevity isn't there yet. So
Okay,
Well, his
Travis.
longevity is
No,
He's
no,
number 30. He's 30. Steph Curry like
don't do that.
36.
Whoa. One at a time. One at a time.
Hold
You can't
on.
hear
wait,
everybody.
one at a time,
Well,
guys.
I got a question for Travis. No, hold on. He never said
Oh,
anything.
no.
Travis uses 10 years as a marker for your career and or for like your prime and your scoring.
As you
and
should.
stuff like that. So no, as you should. That's what you say. So
he used it as a qualifier.
that's that's what he says. Okay, and so I'm trying to say, hasn't Curry's played 10 years? Has he played 10 years?
Ishmael, it's the same.
Wait, where was he drafted? Curry's draft year?
It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why Nikola Jokic can't be
It's like I think it's his 15 year. I think it's his 15 year.
Ishmael,
So he was drafted in 2011.
I know.
Yeah,
I know why
this is 15 years.
but we're talking about scores. I know why you don't see Nikolai as
the GOAT yet.
Yeah, because he hasn't played 10 years
of elite basketball.
Yeah,
elite basketball. You can't just play 10 years in the league. Bro.
So are you saying Curry has to have 10 years of elite scoring before he could be in your top 5?
Yes, which he already has.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He hasn't had that yet?
He has 10 years. What 10 years Curry got? For elite scoring?
2009.
Okay.
2014,
it's about to be
2014 and 2025. What is wrong with y'all? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't play 2020.
No,
what are y'all talking about? He didn't play 2020.
No, he's saying that you have to have 10 years of elite scoring.
He played 5 games in year 2020, bro.
Yeah, but even if you count that, it's still 10 years.
I don't count that for any player. I don't count Jordan's sophomore year because he played less than 15 games.
I said even if you don't count. Listen, again, this is why I gotta step in. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Well over 10
That's
years
10 years.
It's over 10 years.
Yeah,
between 2014 and 2024 is 11 years. We take out
2015 was elite scoring season, yo.
I said 2014.
No, I said 2015. That's elite scoring season, yo.
Relative to his era, was it? Let me ask. Was it? I mean, that's what y'all do, right?
Let's see.
He won the unanimous MVP in 2015.
No, he did not. He did not win a unanimous MVP in 2015. MVPs have nothing to do with scoring.
Oh, was that 2016? My bad.
Stephen Curry averaged 24 points in 2015, shooting 48.7% from the field and shooting from the 3-point line 44% from the free throw line.
That's elite. What the fuck?
Yeah, hold on.
So he averaged 23.8, and I'm trying to see relative to that NBA what Ishmael just asked.
That's still elite.
Okay, let me say that.
We just got different standards of elite. That's all.
That's all. Last 11 years, he's averaged 27 points per game. His last 11 years, 27 points per game.
Relative to that
how is he not elite scorer?
What?
His last 11 years, Steph Curry averaged 27 points per game. How is that not elite scoring?
Oh, you put it together, not year by year like LeBron. I get it. You put it together. I get it.
2015.
Year by year for LeBron is 27, 7, and 7. Doesn't matter what we do with LeBron.
Yeah, no, but that's the point. LeBron actually but that's the point, hey Johnny. Hey, LeBron actually had consecutive years of 25 at least. That's not the case for Curry. That's not what he leads doing.
We're talking about Travis's criteria, guys.
I'm saying what Travis said. Travis said Steph Curry has not been an elite scorer for 10 years. His last 11 years, he has averaged 27 points per game.
No,
how is that not elite scoring? That's all I'm saying.
Well, you
put it together.
Also, in 2015.
2013-14 season until last season is 27 points per game.
I want to say in 2015 he was number 6 all time in scoring.
What you originally asked me, Brandon, was how was Durant
26 all time in scoring?
By using the same metrics as you're using. By using the same metrics as you're using, that's why I'm saying you have to be consistent. Because when I go to Johnny, he's consistent with every damn thing he says about the totals. But you had all these
Anthony Davis.
Kevin Durant is why Kevin Durant is the greatest.
No, I didn't.
Anthony Davis has 17,000 points. You can't bring up nothing about Anthony
No,
Davis.
hey Johnny, your criteria, your take on Anthony Davis is nothing consistent. Nothing consistent.
Okay, that's fine, but we're talking about Travis.
No, Brandon. I said he checks every box. Stephen Curry is like the best 3-point shooter and free throw shooter. He doesn't have the highest points per game or over any one of my top 5.
Efficiency as well, because that's what you put for Kevin Durant. He's more efficient than players in your top 10, your top 5.
From all 3 levels, yes. Okay.
I don't know about all 3, but I get what you're saying.
You asked me why he's the GOAT, not why he's like better than so and so. Okay, and then I have my other top 4.
Why is Curry in your not basically? Why is Curry not in your top 5 from the fact?
I'm just saying the metrics you're using to put Kevin Durant on top of everybody. Steph Curry should be number 2 with the same metrics. That's all I'm saying. And you say it's not because his points per game is not high enough. That's what you said. Like
but B-Lee, even with Travis' criteria, right? You apply that same criteria to LeBron. He's watching Steph Curry by that criteria. He would not be number 2. Same thing for Jordan. Same thing for Kobe. Like, even go by his criteria, Steph Curry would not be ranked. He would not be in the top 5 by Travis' criteria.
It's about weighting here.
Number 2. He's more efficient than Michael Jordan and Kobe and LeBron.
It comes down to about how you weight these metrics here, Brandon.
His 3-point percentage is better. He's been elite scorer for 10 years, like you said.
Everyone I mentioned, like LeBron, Mike, and Will, have more points per game than Steph Curry, and they're more efficient overall than Steph Curry.
They're not more efficient than Steph Curry.
Yes, we are. Field goal percentage, period, is the only thing that matters when it comes to scoring the basket. If you want to talk about true shooting percentage, then
that's not true.
Curry and Durant are up there.
Wait, Travis, wait for 1 second. Okay,
oh my God.
Do you believe
that goes back to my argument?
And efficiency is the same thing? I'm just asking Sturdy this.
It's not the same. That's why, Travis, just stick with your arguments, bro. Don't try to improvise. Just stick by the script. Just stick to the script.
End of the day.
Lecture about it. He gave us a whole lecture about it.
End of the day. Yes. How many shots you take as equivalent to how many points you score. I don't care about how many threes you're taking. Yes, if it equates to a better percentage and you're scoring more points, then yes, that matters. True shooting percentage matters, sure, but again, how many points you score as opposed to how many shots you take. That's what I care about at the end of the day. Who doesn't care about that? That's why you can't say that like someone like Shaq during his prime years wasn't a more effective scorer than Steph Curry. Like, come on now. He's going to score more points on better frequency.
See, Travis, that's not true, Travis.
What you're saying is the greatest scorer. Like I told you, I don't have no argument with it. Just be consistent throughout the top 5. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
And you're not.
I am consistent. How is that not consistent? Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you go by that criteria, Steph Curry by Travis criteria, he not be number 2. That's what I'm saying.
I got a question.
Why would he be number 2? He checks more boxes than everyone else.
Okay,
he doesn't check more boxes than LeBron.
Travis's top 5 scores. We pay homage to Travis's top 5 scores. We are now doing a funeral service for
candle burning. That's wild.
I want to see everyone else's top 5 scores. Let's go.
It lasted as long as 2 episodes
of the
James Kingdom show, and as you can see, it was a dear part of Travis's life, but he has to let go now. He must let it go. It's not consistent.
Rest in peace.
It's not.
It's not. Okay.
No, Travis. It is consistent. Just make a visual so they can see the boxes.
I'm going
to like 2 or 3 boxes.
Have this visual of it going down 6 feet. It's going down 6 feet. It goes down 6 feet.
Travis, so what set of years
the
are you
top
using
5
for LeBron James in this 10-year gap? Like, what years are you using?
What do you mean?
Like, okay,
no, he's just saying the qualifier. It's not just 10 years, Ishmael. He's saying a qualifier. It's like the minimum. Like a minimum.
That, but what years? Okay, so I'm trying to. So you don't select any years out of their like careers.
No. So it's
he's saying go ahead, John.
So basically, it goes. You have to like as far as any player.
Okay. Oh, no, hold on. How do you know who has a higher per game average? then because it's not about career, it's about
because
the minimum
the research, Ismail.
Is he
And
talking
this
about
is
all
like-
time?
no, Ishmael, for career points per average, for a minimum for to qualify for all time records, you have to play at least 400 career games.
Dude,
So what Travis is saying, Travis is saying you have to qualify for the list. You need at least 10 years.
I'm asking Travis, dude. I'm asking Travis, please,
Okay.
respectfully. I'm asking Travis.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why you answering for everybody. Travis.
I thought it was simple. I thought it was simple what Travis said.
I don't know what no, I'm not talking about that.
That's
I'm
all
talking
right, Sturdy. I appreciate it. I'll answer this. Okay.
Like, hold on, Travis. What, like you said, they have higher per game average. Are you using career per game average? Or are you using the 10 years that you said they need to qualify based on your criteria? That's what I'm asking.
No, so generally, okay, it's well if I'm using career, but also if we're talking about like their best per game averages, like when you talk about great scores.
No, you said the greatest score of all time to you. You said that Curry can't qualify in the top 5 because he doesn't have the higher per game average. You're not using career. You're using.
He just said career. He answered your question,
career.
Ishmael. He said career and something else. You got to get the second. You got to get that second thing.
Okay, Israel. Let me because if we use Steph Curry's last 11 years, he averaged 27. Durant averaged 27.8. So Steph Curry has a higher free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, effective field goal percentage, and true shooting percentage. But Steph Curry do not qualify because of what again, Travis?
What do you mean? Okay, so Kevin Durant averages more points per game. Again, he has a better mid-range game, and he averages. He checks all the boxes as far as longevity goes too, which is like the huge thing here.
He did say longevity. Why y'all keep passing up longevity?
Don't prove that though. But the percentages don't say that though.
I'm surprised he didn't mention scoring titles or anything like that. That's a typical JDR thing.
You don't care about that.
But Travis not a JDR. Not a JDR.
Hold on for a second. This is why it's confusing because Curry has a.
I mean, and what Steph Curry is like one of the only.
Travis, bro, didn't you say Kareem? Did you say Kareem was in your top 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Kareem was in your top 5, but Curry has a higher scoring average than Kareem.
So Ishmael, overall field goal percentage matters as well. So, like I said, these are all my top 5 players.
Okay,
why y'all do that?
Now y'all can see why the expose is necessary. So,
he didn't even finish his answer. What is that?
You guys got more holes in your takes than a Jamaican party.
He didn't even finish his answer, Johnny.
Curry got a higher per game average than Kareem. And he said Kareem was in his top 5.
I have one more thing. I have one more thing. From 3 to 16 feet, Kevin Durant shoot 47%, and 3 to 15 feet, Steph Curry shoots 46%.
Okay. B-Lee. One. What are the other percentages? What are the other percentages for the other mid-range areas? And number 2, what's the volume?
Yeah, Kevin Durant is 3 better percent from Curry overall.
None of you guys know anybody's mid-range shooting. None of you guys know this number.
He didn't even shoot threes.
Well, you don't know that too, John. You don't know that. I know for a fact he attempts more than Steph Curry.
That's why I don't talk about who's the better mid-range shooter or not, because I don't know. And
Travis' criteria is multi-level scoring, so that's why he's breaking it down. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Stop asking a question and then stop that. Ishmael, bro, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop asking the question. Just stop the guy from answering this question. Then take that whole thing. We stopped him at the answer.
Range, 3-point, free throw. Steph is above Kareem and Wilt, who's in his top 5.
Okay, B. What else did Travis say? What else did Travis say? What else did he say?
He don't got Kobe in his top 5. That's another disgrace.
He didn't have Kobe there.
No, what else did he say? No, what else did Travis say? I know y'all emphasize on 3 parts, but he said other things.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, he didn't.
No,
said,
again.
Okay, Travis
Wait.
Three-level score.
Wait.
You
Hold
gotta
on.
have 3-pointers.
Give me an opportunity.
Inside.
He said it depended on who we were talking about. He changed shit up. That's why he's not consistent. That's what Brandon's trying to tell you. Y'all keep telling us we don't listen.
It's
All
not.
we do is listen.
Stats,
Brandon
metrics.
Brandon has on headphones. He heard you clearly. Hey,
You
Johnny
asked me
has
like
on
Durant
headphones.
was the GOAT.
We
I explained
heard
that.
you, and
Top
you
five.
just saying it. You're just saying it. It's inconsistent.
What?
Kobe
You asked me why he was the greatest scorer of all time. Not what my top 5 was, which I did explain to you.
If y'all did hear him, hold on. But if y'all did hear him,
Okay.
why don't y'all
Yeah.
acknowledge his longevity point? If y'all did hear him, he did say longevity.
So
hold on.
If we count longevity,
Who has more
Parish-
longevity? Please,
If
who
we
has
are-
more longevity? Steph
hey,
Curry or KD?
If
Steph
we're
Curry or
counting
KD? Who has more longevity? B-League, Steph Curry or KD?
Robert Parish.
Steph Curry, KD. Actually, according to the totals, it's KD.
Robert
It's according to the totals, it's KD.
Parish.
According to the totals, it's KD. Hey, Johnny, let's do it.
Robert
According to the totals, it's KD.
Parish.
How many points KD has? How many points KD has?
How
many points KD has?
Who KD? He has 29,000.
John.
Okay, that's more than Steph Curry. So let's get to that point. B-League.
Durant has 28,000.
In terms of the other criteria, who has more longevity, KD or Curry?
John, you haven't talked in like an hour.
It's not about
Kevin Durant has played like 80 more games than Steph Curry. I guess.
Oh, so that matters?
80 more games.
That matters now?
And more seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
That matters? Wait, are you exposing Johnny in the ass right now?
What does more seasons matter? There's only 80 more games.
You mentioned for Robert
more
Parish.
games like matters?
80 games.
He played more seasons.
Hold on.
games.
Hold on.
Kevin
We're
Durant
not
is
saying
better
Steph
than
Curry is
Steph
the
Curry.
second greatest scorer of all time. That's you, Travis. We're not saying this. Sturdy asked us who has more longevity, and it's going to be Kevin Durant over Steph Curry. He has 80 more games played.
Yeah.
Okay.
The point is that the rest of
How would he be second though if he doesn't have more longevity than LeBron?
The other guys, on the spot, the other 4 guys, they also have more longevity. They do.
All 4 of those guys have more longevity than Steph Curry. They all have a better points per game average than Steph Curry.
No, they don't.
Field goal.
And field goal percentage.
They all have a higher effective field goal
That's not
percentage.
what we're saying.
Kobe
We're using
Bryant
Travis
got more
criteria
longevity.
for why.
But you got to use the whole criteria, though. You guys are like focusing on one part of
There's
this
no whole
criteria.
criteria. Again, he has it a whole criteria. He doesn't have it because when we apply it to players outside of Kevin Durant, it doesn't work. He has to use other things.
It does work. Y'all only harping on 2 categories.
You have
Y'all only
selective
harping on 2
theory.
categories.
Wait. Okay, so everybody shut up. Listen. After the category of being more efficient and 3-level score, you guys brought up longevity. So how the fuck don't you have Kobe Bryant, LeBron James ahead of all those other guys? That should be
because Kobe
He has LeBron number 2.
Listen,
and Kobe should be number 3.
Travis, explain it. Travis,
Kobe's number 3 longevity. And Johnny, he's number 3 longevity.
And 3-level score. And yes, 3-level score efficiency.
He's not 3rd all time in scoring. Hey, Johnny, I'm sorry to tell you.
Listen.
He is 3rd.
Travis,
No, he's 4th.
Go, Travis.
Not 3rd.
Go, Travis.
He's 4th.
Yeah.
Go, Travis.
So Kobe Bryant isn't as efficient as guys as that I mentioned.
You did
He's
say
not.
that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So that matters. His points per game didn't equal out to theirs. Okay. So that's 2 of the criteria that I mentioned right there. So if you're not
Points per game did equal out to who? Did he equal out to who?
Who did I? Kevin Durant, Wilt,
Kareem.
It's probably either Kareem checks 4 boxes as well.
So you have to take Kareem out if you're only going by points per game, right?
I'm not only.
Billy, stop doing that, though. He's not only going by one thing.
Who's more efficient? Who is more efficient? Who is more efficient? Kobe Bryant or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
So Kareem and Kobe Bryant's points are separated what like 0.4 points per game.
Kobe averaged 25, sir. Kareem
he averaged 24.99. We ain't doing this
again. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's efficiency is wildly better than Kobe Bryant's.
Kareem's more efficient. Come on.
What about free throws?
Best years.
Who's more efficient on the free throw shooting?
I don't care because
how? Wait, Kevin Durant's free throws mattered.
Travis, you're slipping up.
All these things Kevin Durant matters.
Listen,
that's what we're saying.
Listen.
3-point batter.
It's all about weighting your criteria. Okay, so Kareem was better in every single one of his best seasons from efficiently than Kobe Bryant was. There's not even how am I going to say that Kobe Bryant was a better scorer when somebody else is putting in his exact volume on far better efficiency.
It's the
How is he a better
That's
scorer?
fine.
Tell me that.
That's fine. Okay, how is
Not
Kareem a better
research.
scorer than Steph Curry?
You have to do
That's
research.
what I want to get to. That's what I want to get to.
No,
Go ahead, Travis.
we're gonna get up out of here because we're killing Travis. Travis is taking a beating.
No, wait, we about to get up out of here as soon as he answers why Kareem checks more boxes than Steph Curry. As soon as he answers that, and then we can get out of here.
Travis, before you answer, bro, listen. All you got to do to answer this question properly is just say your whole criteria. Hold on, Billy.
That's 30. No, that's 30. Save him. Throw him the life jackets, 30. Throw him the life jackets, 30. Hurry up.
Come on,
Throw him the life jackets, 30. Throw him the life jacket.
He got it.
Travis, grab the life jacket.
There's nothing to say that Steph Curry won't be. This is like what you have, what your criteria is like, or what you have, like your problem is. You think that he should be a top 5. I have him like top 10, and I can reevaluate. But you're saying that Kareem, somebody who's played 15 seasons, again and his career isn't even over yet. Again, he's better than someone who will absolutely end up higher top 10 or a higher points per game and efficiency.
I agree with
overall.
that. Yeah, I agree with T Perfect on
So
that.
Kareem will end up with a higher efficiency overall, period, and higher points per game, period, than Steph Curry. Bank on it. Okay? No. So once Curry's career is over, we can talk about if he is a better scorer overall. And he's doing it on fewer shots per game.
Good job backing out, Travis. That was a good job grabbing onto that life jacket.
He got a fair but Johnny, he does have a fair point. Think about it. No, think about it. Look at what was Kareem's points per average when he's at this point Steph Curry's career. That's what Travis is alluding to. It's higher.
Yeah, bro.
He literally just said that.
Oh man.
All right, let's let Mac Dev get in here, and we're gonna let everybody
okay. Travis. Steph Curry averaged more points on fewer shot attempts than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Let me do this.
Nobody's more efficient than Steph Curry as
you're comparing like 21 seasons to like 50 right now, dude. It's disingenuous.
That's what I'm saying. They being disingenuous.
No, hold on. We not disingenuous.
I mean, what?
You can't, but if you go for longevity, because he has 20 seasons, but all of a sudden if he averages more, then the longevity don't count. You can't have it both ways.
Longevity counts, and I said that.
15 seasons. That's a lot of seasons.
Why are you measuring Kevin Durant's efficiency to LeBron when LeBron?
No, it's crazy. They actually average the same. B-League.
What are you talking about? This
bro,
you put Kareem's first 15. He averaged the same.
It's all over. Okay, listen.
We use his whole career.
You got a player. You got LeBron James who played 500 more games than Kevin Durant, and then you use that same argument for you don't care about that fact over with LeBron James and Kevin Durant. But when it came to argument with Stephen Curry and Kareem, you said that Kareem played these many more games than Stephen Curry.
No, so here's the thing is because Kevin Durant will retire with, again, bar none, a higher mid-range percentage, a higher free throw percentage, and a higher three-point percentage than LeBron James, guaranteed.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
He's a better shooter and a better scorer than LeBron James all around.
I may have 10,000 more points. Who knows? I don't know.
Damn, I tried to help out Travis.
He smokes LeBron James.
I agree with his top 5 scorers. Like it's just his criteria is not matching up to what his top 5 is. They exposing him on.
We don't have a problem with it. He just has to be if you're saying Kevin Durant's the greatest because of this, you have to be consistent with everybody. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. That's not what you didn't hear what I said.
You basically got to be a Johnny, but only I can be a Johnny. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead and let's have.
I just want to know because I know you're about to get out of here. I just want to know what, based on the topic of the show, each one of y'all, who is the top 5 most clutch players all time in order? Like, what did y'all have as top 5? Or did y'all even get that far?
We just can't have top 5. We just explained why LeBron's a GOAT.
Well, all right. Well, let's do this, Max. Since you just joined the show, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the graph. These are the most clutch time points made in NBA history. As far as clutch shots, I'm sorry. So I know you can't see Kevin Garnett and Chris Paul, but they shoot like 44% from these moments. It depends on how you value it. Do you value somebody scoring, their efficiency? Because again, LeBron James and Kobe Bryant have the most clutch points in NBA history. So. But I do know players like Dirk Nowitzki's up there. Tim Duncan, some other guys and stuff like that. I don't know who's the top 5. Because the NBA doesn't list all this stuff in all-time stats. You physically have to take each year by year and figure it out. So it's not easy that way. It's just not that easy.
So y'all trying to find the criteria, so y'all just okay.
Well, no, I mean we
we only use what the NBA.
We only have one criteria.
So,
we only use the NBA criteria.
Yeah, let me give you this. We just asked it in the chat. We have over 100 votes, right? So if you're in the GOAT James Kingdom chat here for the show, we asked, what is more clutch? Game-winning buzzer beaters, Game 7 performance in elimination games, or your efficiency when taking a last-second shot. And 35% of our voters said that performance in elimination games is the most clutch. Second is Game 7, then we had game-winning shots. So what would you consider as clutch there, Mac?
Game 7s and game-winning shots. Elimination games, you could be, you getting swept.
With elimination game, you could be down 0-3. So we understand that.
So Game 7s and game-winning shots. Those are the most, I would say, most clutch. Those two.
Okay. Well, if
wait, just a quick question for the panel. For the panel. Do your team has to win for you to be clutch?
That's a good question.
Yeah. You should.
I would say, yeah.
Here we go. Mac,
I don't think so because Jerry West was known as Mr. Clutch and he's 1-8 in the finals, but that didn't stop people from calling him Mr. Clutch.
Mac, you're not in the view of the panel, but you're still on the panel. These are the Game 7 most points per game scored in NBA history by a minimum of 3 games for their careers. Do you see that, Mac?
Look at Jerry West, bro. That's 9 Game 7s, but he's still averaging 30 points per game. You can't say that's not clutch.
I don't know. Is that Mac? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm not mad at the top 4.
Yeah, of course, because Stephen Curry's there.
Steph Curry just got that.
Before
that 50-point game, he wouldn't be top 10.
Matter of
Before
fact,
that 50-point game, he wouldn't be top 10.
Exactly. Before that 50-point game, he wasn't top 10.
You guys asked for this, man. I'm gonna hate on Drake.
But only he and Jason Tatum are the only players to actually score 50 points in an actual Game 7.
Look at Bob Pettit. Look at Bob Pettit.
Bob Pettit is clutch, man. People disrespect Bob Pettit, but he was the man.
Hey, Bill Russell,
my
2 guys.
My top 5 would be Jordan, Kobe, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, LeBron James as my top 5 clutch.
Durant's a better scorer than all those guys.
But he's not. But I'm not going to say he's more clutch than Bill Russell. Like,
and you said, and that's based off, like you said, that's based off Game 7 and last second shots, right?
Yeah, game.
What do you mean more clutch? Like rebounding? Who gives a shit?
No, Game 7 Game 7
damn, Travis.
You can't be more. You can't be more clutch than 30 points and 40 rebounds in a Game 7. I'm 10-0 in
one
Game
time.
7s.
What did you average in Game 7s?
I'm 10-0 in Game 7s.
Yeah, because you got the best team ever.
Oh wait, if I'm correct, Bill Russell averaged like 20 and 30 in Game 7s.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know if he averaged that. That's fucking wild. I don't know if he averaged that. No, he had that game. I don't know if he averaged.
No,
I don't know if he averaged.
I think if I'm correct, I think in the 10 or 11 Game 7s, he does average at least 20.
No, let me ask. I'm just looking up.
We can look it up. But
I know he got at least 25. I know he got at least 25 rebounds.
But we're gonna move down the line. So we're gonna let Mingo Jester in right quick. Mac Def, you got any last words? That's your last words. Your last take.
It's been a long off season for y'all to be discussing Robert Parish in conversations. That's all I got.
Hey, that's Chief, man. That's Chief.
That's nasty work.
Wait, I just realized that Steph Curry didn't make your top 5.
It's cool.
We need a Friday night exposure on that Robert Parish versus D Wade.
Don't worry.
That's not a conversation.
I got something for y'all. The next Friday night exposure, episode 62, next Friday, will be about mid-range shooting. Because I'm tired of people bringing up mid-range shooting and don't know nothing about no players mid-range shooting.
You already did that, Johnny.
No. We did Michael Jordan and LeBron. But we're gonna broaden it because it's not just about Michael Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry.
You don't want Kevin Durant smoke.
Now, I already told you, I did my research. It is 39.9% in the NBA history for mid-range, and that's only from 1997.
You're probably gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard.
So if we go before that, if we go before 1997, you know it's going to be lower than 39.9%. But that's what it is by the actual numbers. But we're going to see how much players actually shot above that, because that means if you shot 40%, you were considered good.
Kevin Durant's got 43, dude.
Yeah, because that's my understanding. My understanding, if you're at 39.8, you're below average, so you're bad. So if you're average, you're at 39.9, and if you're at 40, you're good. And if you're at 38.8 below, so no, LeBron is 8. LeBron is 38.8 for his career in mid range, and I think it's a little bit lower now because of last year.
No. LeBron always been inconsistent mid range.
LeBron garbage.
Yeah, no, he had a couple of good years, but he's had some bad years. But his overall career,
would think
the
it's
last
Ray
time.
Allen.
Well, I still don't know who's the most. And
Talking about volume though, too, bro.
And volume. I won't know next Sunday because I can't do the whole NBA. Like again, the NBA.
Do the whole NBA.
Yeah, the NBA doesn't do it by all time career. I got to do it season by season. I got to do it player by player. So I'm doing my research now, like I always do. Because like I said, I don't make shit up. I look shit up. Let's let Mingo Jester in. Go ahead, Mingo Jester. What's your last word on the whole conversation? You've been very patient. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Man, I'm just listening to y'all. So many people saying so many different things. You don't even know what to believe and what to listen to and who criteria to listen to. Everybody saying different stuff. You got somebody saying this, then Travis come back in, and somebody ask Travis a question, then somebody answers Travis, then Travis says something else, then somebody else say something. Like you don't know. Like, what am I listening to? But all I'm gonna say is, man, it just depends on what do you value most about who's the greatest scorer. Cause you ain't gonna change somebody's mind. You ain't gonna change Travis' top 5 or who the greatest scorer. No matter how much y'all talk trash about him, no matter how much y'all say, you ain't gonna change his mind. His top 5 is his top 5, just like Mac Def and everybody else.
Factual.
He changed his mind right now. He definitely changed his mind.
He gonna have to. Yeah, he gonna have to. Trust me, your
He's
conscience
gonna have
hit
to
you.
with that inconsistent formula you got.
But
Very
shout out to you, Mingo Jester. Mingo Jester's not used to this. Mingo Jester goes to Cricket TV. He goes to Michael Jordan Fans of the Worst
Cricket is
page.
insane, by the way.
They don't have a broad spectrum of understanding the game of basketball. Like he said, that everybody has the same tech over there. Everybody says the same thing. Everybody believes the same nonsense. They don't even really argue. They just sit there and agree and jerk each other off like some true zesty Jeffries.
Hey, whoa,
But
wait a minute now. Whoa.
Yo, what is up with the internet in this goddamn
Ain't nobody
rhetoric,
doing
yo?
all that.
That's crazy.
Wait a minute now. Ain't nobody doing all that these times.
I'm not saying you, Mingo Jester, but you know what I'm talking about. When you go over there, there's only one logic, there's only one criteria, there's only one thing, there's only one take. If you don't agree with it, you're gonna get bullied. Nobody allows anybody to truly have their own thoughts. And here in Go James Kingdom, we let you speak. But like we say, you have to stand 10 toes down here. You have to be consistent. That's all. We appreciate all basketball fans. You know what I'm saying? Like you see, we don't hate on nobody. We just gave Robert Parish praise today. That shows you how we love the game of basketball. We would say Robert Parish is better than Dwyane Wade scoring wise. But at the end of the day, that's what GOAT James Kingdom is about, bro. That's why we did this.
But that part of the show lost ratings right there. That part of the show lost ratings.
It kind of did. We did lose a lot of followers. Thank you for Sturdy for that. Sturdy started.
No, that's your fault, bro. Y'all use an example as an argument, bro. Y'all whatever.
No, we use stats. We use stats as an argument. Let's let New World get in here. Go ahead, New World. Finish it up with your last take, brother, please.
Great show, man. Y'all was violating Travis though, man. Like, not too much on my man's with his criteria, but great show as always. If I gotta pare anything back, it's just the fact that you guys did the list properly when it comes to calculating who were the most clutch players of all time. I actually had no idea that Westbrook was as high as he was, because that motherfucker. Like, I don't know. Like, I just have like a weird conception with him after his Lakers stint. And I never really liked him in OKC either. So, seeing him up there was really surprising to me. You learn something new every day. And, it was just a great show. I'm going to watch this back again when I'm at work later.
No doubt. Thank you, New World. Again, listen, we don't make stuff up, man. We go look it up. And if you go look at it, Westbrook is top 10 in most field goals made in clutch time moments in NBA history. Now, they'll say, well, he only shoots 40%, but they won't argue Kobe Bryant's 39.5%, right? So again, if the numbers don't suit well for some people, they get upset and they try to throw it in the trash. But we can understand the numbers here. So shout out to you, New World. Thank you for that, man. Twin Man, what you got for us? Any last words, brother, please?
I just want to say Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player all time. Let's get that out of the way. So the conversation today was about who's the most clutch. Like I said in the beginning, my very first comment was, I don't even understand how this is even a conversation or a debate anymore. It shouldn't be. We know what it is. We know what the numbers are. And it doesn't matter what definition of clutch you try to use. LeBron James is going to be in that conversation. If not one, he's going to be top 2 or 3, hands down, unless you're just a JDR or Zesty Jeffrey and you just know you're a hater. So I also like to say, Sturdy, you a hater because you always got to come up here and try to argue with me. And at the end of the day, you know I'm for the smoke all the time, Sturdy. So I'm going to repeat myself again just for Sturdy. There is no more clutch performance in NBA history than 2016. And that's because it's the only one of its kind. I know Sturdy just likes to argue. Sturdy thinks he's making everybody's takes more sturdy, but Sturdy's just being a hater in this instant. Because we're talking about everything and every form of definition you have for clutch. That performance in 2016 fits the mold, offensively and defensively. And also being able to take your ego out of the way to allow the mismatch to happen, so Kyrie Irving can have a big shot at the end of that series. So again, the most clutch performance in NBA history, hands down, is 2016, that Cavaliers championship. Sturdy, you a hater, but you're still my boy though.
Go ahead, Sturdy. You get a chance to respond and get your last take, brother.
The typical memes. John Stockton not top 5 point guard. Jerry West is a point guard. Do not let these old heads lie to you. He literally played 11 seasons as a point guard. What the hell is he? A power forward then? He's definitely a point guard. Then, most importantly, new pillar. Totals is not the end all be all. You're better than that. You can learn the game. Sports isn't just about the totals, also about the tactics as well. Also about
No, Sturdy, I know, bro. I was just
It's
saying that to end the argument because Johnny was just stuck on the totals. So I was just saying that to end the argument. You already know my takes, bro. You already know.
And Johnny noticed because on stream when we decided who's the greatest defensive players of all time, he understands that in certain parts of the game of basketball, certain facts are observative, and just because they have a number next to it don't mean it's not a fact. But nevertheless, regardless of your criteria, regardless of the conversation, do your own research and formulate your own opinion and be consistent with it. Regardless of what type of fan you are, where you from, don't matter. That's the common thing. Don't just speak out of your ass. Last thing too, reading is fundamental. It is fundamental. And to Twin Man, I'll pose this question to you instead. If LeBron has the highest, if you think that's the highest plus performance in NBA history, what is the second? What is the third? And once you figure that out, that's the point. Because clutch, while we just acknowledge clutch isn't just one aspect. And clutch isn't just what you do in the last part of the games either.
Sturdy, I'll answer that. Twin Man, I'll answer that for you. The top 5 most clutch players in NBA history are
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron.
Ishmael, go ahead with your take, Ishmael. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Ishmael.
Totals aren't the end all be all, but they're the greatest. I think documentation of a player's production. Yeah, I would say, and so I would stand on that until someone can give me any other logical argument that can refute that. But still, the whole clutch thing, like I said, I don't think it matters that much to a degree based on a player's accomplishments and his resume and stuff. But I can see like the perspective how people like it, and that it depends on what they use it for. I think Johnny made a good point. What is the standard for percentage of clutch shots? Because that's just weird. 17.5%, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Just to use it like recklessly like that to make it seem like it's a bad thing. I don't know if it really is, because clutch is a situation that occurs based on, key moments. So, like I said, I don't know, man. I'm just saying on that. That's my take on it.
No doubt, no doubt. Again, we have someone else who loves to say the numbers are not the greatest form of an argument. If that's the case, I don't know why y'all don't respect Bill Russell. I don't know why y'all don't respect Robert Horry. I don't know why y'all don't respect all these other players, because for some reason those guys' numbers matter when it comes to considering somebody great or not. And it doesn't make sense to me. You guys legitimately do not stand 10 toes down. This is why we do what we do here. You're never consistent. So Travis, let's get your last take in. Get your last take in, Travis, so we can get up out of here, please, brother.
Just like as my takes are always consistent, so is my criteria.
I'd love to hear everyone else's top 5 scoring guys, aside from saying totals, because that is a clown, kindergarten, pop-up book, mental retardation, eating paid chips argument. Okay? Like, that doesn't tell me anything about you as a scorer, except for how long you played. Like, you were scoring 3 points off the bench for your last 3 or 4 years. I don't care. How good were you when you were at your peak, when you were dominating, when you were winning, or when you were leading league in offensive blocks plus minus, when you were winning MVPs and scoring medals? I don't want to see that thing. What was your efficiency? Like, everything else doesn't matter. Like, anyway, I'm not going to rehash it. I want to know what everyone's top 5 was, or top 10 even. We'll do that. Like I said, careers in my top 10, but until then, like, your takes don't matter to me unless you have that criteria and have those players.
I got you next time, Travis, on the top 5 scores.
I know you would. I know.
All right, Brandon. Any last words, brother, before we get up out of here?
Yeah, so I just want to rehash what we were talking about. LeBron James, the greatest clutch player of all time. I'm pretty sure most people agree he is. Like we say, he has the most playoff buzzer beaters. He has the most game winners with less than 1 second. Like, he scored the most consecutive points in the fourth quarter / overtime when he did that versus Detroit, which is another clutch moment in LeBron James' history. He has the most clutch points in the regular season, postseason, total career. He has the most clutch points in a season alone. In 2008, he had 250 clutch points. No one has had more than that in the NBA season. He has 2 seasons of over 200 clutch points, and no one has done that before. He led the league in postseason clutch points 5 times. No one has more than 2. It's just so many things, like the elimination games, 33.6, amazing. He won his last 6 game 7s. He led the league in fourth quarter points this year at age 21. He averaged the most fourth quarter points of all time in the regular season. And what he's done in the fourth quarter, clutch time, elimination games, makes him the greatest clutch player we have ever seen in basketball history. That's that.
Indeed. Listen, man. Listen, y'all. Listen, first off, I want to say for everybody here, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Mingle Jester. Thank you, New World. Obviously, thank you, Sturdy and Twin Man and all our GOAT James Kingdom members. Ishmael, T Perfect. Shout out to you as well. Shout out to everybody who showed up on the panel, Preach. All of you guys. Thank you again, Gilbert Arenas, for sharing our live on your platform as well, because we did reach about 1,100 folks watching the show today, which was great. Shout out to Lamont and everybody on the FYF Sports Debate platform for allowing us to show up on that platform as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the GOAT James Kingdom Show. I'm A. Johnny the Exposer. My partner is B. Lee, the sports analyst. We go live every Sunday noon to talk about the GOAT conversation. All we do is talk basketball, and we talk the game like none other. We actually use the stats, accolades, and achievements to help us understand why somebody is great. All this other nonsense that people like to say and all the different terminologies that people use as clutch. Clutch is an informal word. There is no informal definition. I mean, there's no formal definition for the word clutch when we're talking about it the way we're talking about it in the game of basketball. But the way it is described, clutch, again, is denoting or occurring in a critical situation in which the outcome of a game or competition is at stake. Or for a player or action achieving or categorized by success at a critical moment in a game or competition. So at the end of the day, LeBron James is one of the most clutch players of all time. If not, he is the most clutch player in NBA history, because if we go off of what the NBA has as clutch stats, then you are not going to argue with LeBron James hitting the most clutch field goals made in NBA history. He has the most points in clutch time stats. He also has the most playoff clutch time points in NBA history. And as you can see here from the top 10 guys who made the most field goals within the NBA clutch time moments, LeBron James also has the best field goal percentage. This doesn't count LeBron James making the passes. This doesn't count LeBron James blocking somebody's shot. This doesn't count LeBron James making a steal or doing all the other stuff that accounts for what you do in the clutch. This is just him scoring. As we always tell you guys here in GOAT James Kingdom, we use stats, accolades, and achievements to show why somebody's the greatest scorer of all time, or why somebody's the greatest of anything of all time. So as far as being the most clutch of all time, it's obvious, it's without a doubt, it is LeBron James. He is the greatest player to ever play the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get up out of here. You guys make sure to check us out every Sunday. We go live noon Eastern time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We're also going to be going live on FYF every Sunday as well. So you guys make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the ring notification, let people know that you are part of the GOAT James Kingdom membership if you are a GOAT James Kingdom member. If you are a GOAT James Kingdom member, hit us up. It's GoatJamesKingdomShow@gmail.com or GoatJamesKingdom@gmail.com. Become a member of the channel where we take care of all of our members. We got special perks depending on what you are as a member. We have different tiers for our members. Shout out to everybody who is a member and a subscriber to the channel. But like we told you here in GOAT James Kingdom, we don't play. Next Friday, I do what I do best. I get one-on-ones. And it looks like me and Sturdy are going to need a one-on-one about Robert Parish and Dwyane Wade. But we're going to have some fun next Friday. So y'all make sure to check us out next Friday. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are the GOAT James Kingdom show. I'm A. Johnny the Exposer. We're going to get up out of here. You guys enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Peace and blessings.
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.
Three. Love. LeBron. And got it! Bakes it in! Jaw-dropping fadeaway out of bounds using glass, and he ties it at 120. An unbelievable shot. Gets it to LeBron for three for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer as the Cavaliers have pulled it out to tie the series. Going to work, fires leaning. Dwyane! Away goes! Walk off! Playoff winner!
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater. God bless!
James,
catch,
fire, ball game! He did it! LeBron James wins it for Cleveland!
Going away from the defender.